Right. Hello and welcome, FPL managers, and welcome to Ghono Football Fantasy. And of course, I am back. And so is Parvez, who's always there constantly. And I'm back. So it's good to be back, to be honest. Some people promised they will come and they just arrived. I can see one of them arrived, another didn't. But it's okay. When people are behind me, they feel a bit embarrassed or ashamed to show themselves or at least come on live, when I'm here. But it is what it is. And in this cold morning, I hope you'll have a warm welcome to everyone who's celebrating Merry Christmas. So Merry Christmas to all of you. And those of you who are not, just enjoying the holiday. Yeah, I hope you had a good holiday. And it's a long weekend, of course, 3 days. And I can see a little bit of, sadness among some of you because of the fact that their barbecues and, their plans of, spending the night, not doing FPL and stuff got cancelled. And now they have to be, dragged into this FPL discussion and face the guy whom they're losing with. So it's interesting to be back, but at the same time, it's interesting. How are you, Parvez? How are you doing?
Yeah, thank you, Nadim. Actually, শীতে জবুজব অবস্থা আর কি।
I know it's very cold out there. It's quite cold in Dhaka, so I can understand. And I have just kept my window open. So just to make the room even colder because I like cold. And then I wear warm clothes. That's the fun part. But then at the bottom, I just have a half pant. So I like cold in my legs. That's what I enjoy. Somebody is just, so worried. He doesn't know exactly what sort of strategy to bring in order to defeat me. But he's played very well last week with the triple captain and stuff. So, yeah, he's catching up a little bit. Yeah, but still worried. He's very worried. As you can see, the audience is very worried with his hands on his face. And, now, he's just trying to calm his posture and, be cool about it. But yeah, let me just welcome Ashfaq. Ashfaq, welcome. How are you?
Thank you, Nadim bhai. So as you all know, this is the season of giving away presents and giving to people. So after as because we have all aged and Nadim bhai has aged and he has become an older man now, which means he's more emotional now. And I've thought that I've thought it over, and I thought that we have had a relationship for over 5 or 6 years now in Foot Alochona, and it has not been one season then over the holiday season or overall that he has beaten me or has been on top of in the rankings over me ever. So I thought for the sake of our relationship and the sake of his health and his emotional health and whatnot, maybe this is the time that I should sacrifice a bit of my rank, just to see the glow on his face and for him to feel hot, so that he can keep his window open and wear half pants in during winter as well. So it's all for him. So I'm doing good. Thank you, Nanim bhai, for asking. It's a long season ahead, so I'm doing well from a field point of view and from a personal point of view. What about you? How are you doing? You're not showing your face, these days in the show. The audiences are assuming that you have, are so happy about it. You're celebrating your ranks and whatnot, everywhere across Bangladesh and whatnot. So that is what the audiences are, assuming. I don't know why they're assuming as such, but that is what they're assuming anyway.
Well, I wish this was a more of a political discussion. I could name some names and, tag you with some of the people, but unfortunately, this is not a political show, and I'm supposed to be not talking about politics at all. So I'll refrain from tagging you. But it is what it is. What I really liked about you just now is, all the givings, and beside all that, that came out second, to be honest. The fact that you said you're going, this is a season of giving. So that's if I am to categorize your speech and rank them, just like the zonal, yeah.
Nobody
so let me
asked
just
you
do
to.
as no. I'm the host, so I'm supposed to. I have a free leeway to do what I want to do, actually. So that's just don't worry about it. Here is me analyzing your speech right now from a zonal perspective. So from the center, what I would keep is, the first thing is that you said, I am, and then you
Parvez, it's
stammered a
gonna be a
little
long
bit,
show tonight.
and you stammered a little bit, and then you waited, and then you said, I'm doing good. Yeah, I'm doing good. So that's down the center. From the left flank, if I'm to give, then I'm not showing my face and that I'm celebrating, and who's spreading this kind of information, which is pretty interesting as well, because I think the last time I checked the show when I was not away, I mean, somebody else was hosting, and then he said, he's actually not, the host is not here, and I'm not your regular host, but the regular host is kind of celebrating. So I saw that. Maybe I'll just make a clip out of it just to show to the people, fact checking. This is called fact checking, by the way. And from the right zone, what I liked is, Christmas being here, and then, it's a season of giving, and you're giving it to people, and, 5-6 years of relationship. And then, this is the season when you're giving and, you're losing it, and then you're giving it to me so that I can win, which I'm glad. I'm glad that I'm taking advantage of your presence, which is nice. I like it. I like it, really. Thanks, Ashfaq. So that's the zonal analysis of your speech right now, down the center and the right and the left flank. I'll get into the crosses later on, or the headed chances as well, in case you're wondering. But Parvez, welcome, and of course, Ashfaq, welcome, and audience, of course. Cold morning, cold night, sorry, not morning. For me, the night is still young. So for Parvez, also, the night is still young. That's what we do. But let's get into the show. And I know there's a lot of comments coming, and I know a lot of you are feeling cold. In case you're feeling cold, just wrap up yourself into the quilt or in a blanket, take the mobile, and just put on your headphones. You're going to have an interesting show. And we're going to cover the game week 18 and 19. And of course, this is the Futalochana, of course, as you know. So let's move on to the next one. And of course, if you haven't followed and liked and subscribed, please do so, because if you're not, you're really missing out. You're really missing out. And all the stats that you see are taken from Fantasy Football Scout. And of course, Ghono Football Fantasy is the only page in Bangladesh that's kind of part of this Scout network. And we are proud to be of that. It's been 3 years since we have joined. So if you're interested in the membership, click in the link in the description below. And of course, you'd get a certain percentage of discount. If you're having trouble of buying it, then do contact us and we will help you to get that if you need. This also includes the zonal data as well. Right, let's move on to the next one. And well, as we promised that we will be having a get together, and we are having a get together, which is next Thursday, I think, right? I think the first is the Thursday, right? If I'm not. Yeah, it is. It is Thursday. So by next Thursday, our get together is over. Yeah. So if you are planning to join the get together, then the only thing that you need to do is a very simple process, is that you send the 400 taka to the number that we have provided in the thing, and then all you need to do is just register and provide us the transaction ID so that we know this is the person who's paid the money and this is his registration form. So do join us. It's going to be fun, and we are going to have a live chat over this. So in case you have questions about other game weeks and stuff and players, and the questions that you tend to be asking online are exactly the kind of questions that you can ask us face to face. We are not going to do any presentations there. We're not going to do it a regular show. It's more going to be a chat, all of us, and you can ask your specific questions to whomever you like, or maybe we will just tell you whatever we want to tell you in response to your questions that you're going to ask, and pass it on to whoever wants to be. We 5 of us will be there, and we look forward to having you. I saw some of you have already registered. Some of you have reached out to Parvez and trying to register. Please do so, because it closes on the 29th and we need to confirm our seats. So if you are confirming our seats, please do register. Otherwise, we will not be able to allot a seat for you. And if we cannot allot a seat for you, you might not be able to sit with us, and you might have to sit separately because it's a common space. You're not hiring the entire place. So it's shiftable. So those of you who've been there know it, that, it's going to be a common space. So it's in a common space, we are going to reserve a particular number of seats based on the registration. So based on that, if you are interested to join us, please do so, and we'd love to have you. And based on this, of course, the kind of response that we get to see on the event itself will encourage us to do more. So if we want to do maybe in future more, then we will, because that will depend entirely on how you guys are responding. Otherwise, just 2-3 people telling, "Bhai, let's get a get together," and then what happens is, 5 of us are there, and then we see from the participation only 3 of you come in. Then I don't think so. That really calls for a get together, right? A get together should be more than at least 10-20 people coming together, right? So yeah, hurry up. It closes on the 29th, and after 29th, we will not allow anybody to register. You can be there, but we cannot guarantee your seat, and we cannot guarantee your food either. Yeah. So if you want to be there without registering, you're more than welcome to register. That's up to you. But again, your food and your space will not be guaranteed by us. But if you are registering and you're paying the money, then we can guarantee that you will get some food, and of course you will get you the seat so that you can have a very close interactions rather than sitting far behind somewhere and trying to listen, and you will not be able to listen. Yeah, that's that. So join us.
আরেকটা জিনিস যে আমি আসলে যে 3 জন এখন পর্যন্ত রেজিস্টার করছে, খুবই ইন্টারেস্টিং যে তারা খুবই এক্সাইটেড ছিল এবং আমাদের ফর্ম ছাড়ার সাথে সাথেই আসলে রেজিস্টার করছে। তো 3 জন এই পর্যন্ত তাদের সিট বুকিং করছে। এটা হলো আশরাফুল আরিফিন ভাই এবং আরিফুল শাকের ভাই, সে চিটাগাং এ থাকে। সেও আসলে বুকিং করছে এবং আরো একজন বুকিং করছে, আনান। সো আনান লাস্ট উইকে আমাদের স্পটলাইট শোতে আসছিল। সো এই 3 জন এখন পর্যন্ত আমাদের রেজিস্টার্ড করছে গুগল ফর্ম এন্ড বিকাশ করার পরে। সো দ্যাটস ইট।
Yeah, so if you're planning to join, please do so. It's going to be a nice and easy conversation. We're going to have food, and we're going to have chat about APL, and of course you can ask us other questions if you want. That's that. So yeah, that would be good. If we don't get a good response this time, then we will probably not be doing it anymore. With you guys, we will be meeting ourselves anyway, but we will not be doing it again, because if the response is not good, it's pretty hassle for us to actually organize such an event and to do such a thing. Saif, you're back. Welcome.
Thank you, bhai. Good to be back.
Yeah, good to see you. And of course, I think let's just capture this moment. Parvez, take a screenshot of this, because it's been a while since 4 of us has been together. So please do take a screenshot of this. Everyone say 1, 2, 3, cheese. And then I think, yeah, Ashfaq, come on. I know you're losing. Doesn't mean you don't laugh. Come on. It's okay, Ashfaq. Come on. Smile. Yeah, that's it.
You want to see my teeth?
Yeah, I want to see your teeth. Yeah, that grind, that fisty attitude of yours. Bring it on, Ashfaq. Come on, give it a fight. Come on, man. Don't give up. Don't say this is a generous season. It's a season of giving. Show some fight, man. Come on. Matban Saleh. That's what Amir Khan said, no? Matban Saleh. Right. Yeah, so come on. Do it. Anyway, welcome, Saif. Welcome. And we were just getting started. So we had a little bit of conversation, and I did a zonal analysis of Ashfaq, who went on a long speech. So I just categorized that and stuff like that. 14 degrees in Dhaka. Yes, it is 14 degrees, but the wind makes it feel like somewhere around 10 or 11. So that's that. Yeah. Okay. All right, so this is the podcast pick. Ashfaq, you'll have to help me with a coin toss, please. Can you please start bringing up those coin toss, because there are 2 winners that we have. So before I disclose those 2 names, I'm giving you a little bit of time, Ashfaq, to just get me that coin and help me to, decide as to who the winners are. And yeah, we have quite a busy show. So those of you who have joined us, thank you so much for joining. And it's great to be back. And if you're feeling cold, grab a cup of tea or a coffee if you like, and then just wrap yourself up. Get a packet of cigarette if you're a smoker. Yeah. And yeah, just warm yourself up and listen. And we are going to keep it nice and warm. And we're going to do it quick anyway. So it's okay. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Okay. Ashfaq, are you ready? Then I can bring in the thing, or else, Parvez, can we go to the next slide? And in the meantime, Ashfaq gets a little bit of more time.
No problem. Should I share my screen?
Yes,
Yes,
please.
Parvez.
Just wait, just a second. Just a second, Ashfaq. Keep everything ready. I'll ask you to share the screen. Yeah. I'm. So these are the two people who have actually joined top. Sadman Saqib Kapo. I think he. This is his second time he's reached here, right, Parvez? If
Right,
I'm not
right.
wrong. Yeah.
And দুজনেই আসলে তানজিলুর রহমান ভাইও এটা
Both of the Tanzilur Rahman, of course, his name is very common because he's part of our, Ghano community team. So he winning and he not coming or he's coming doesn't really resonate well with me because I see his name all the time in the comments and everywhere. But here, I think looking at this, Sadman Saqib Kabbo, I remember that he was the one. But anyway, congratulations to both of you for scoring 35 points. Both of you had exactly the same players, Haaland, Semenyo, and Ekitike, which is great. And now we can't give winners. Oh, sorry, we can't declare both of you as winners, and I don't want to spend extra money from our pocket. So what we're going to do is, as usual, we have done, which is the toss. So Ashfaq, now I would like you to please share the screen so that we can do the toss and see who is the winner and who gets it.
Let me know if you can see my screen.
Just a second. Yes, I can see your screen. Okay. Why can't, before presenting the screen, remove another media? Okay, just a second. Yeah, just a second. Just a second. Parvez, let me do this. There you go. Here we are. So head would be, just to say, Sadman Saqib Kabbo. That's for you. I would like to allot heads. No, I wouldn't. I shouldn't do this. I shouldn't do the call. I'll give it to Saif. Saif, can you make as to who would get the heads and who would get the tail? Sadman Saqib Kabbo, what would you give him? Head or tail?
Let's give him tails.
Okay, so Sadman Saqib Kabbo gets tails, according to Saif, and then Tanzilur Rahman gets heads. Now, Ashfaq, over to you to flip the coin, please.
Okay, here we go. And flip.
All right, Sadman Saqib Kabbo, you are the winner, brother. You are fortunate. Saif called you tails, and tails it is, and you are the winner. So, sorry, Tanzilur Rahman. Better luck next time, bro. Unfortunate that you couldn't win, but it is what it is. These are things that are decided by fate, not by us. And that's why I didn't want to come across as the one who's trying to choose or trying to, manipulate stuff. So I've given it to Saif. And he said, let's give him tails. So tails it is, and Sadman Saqib Kabbo has done it. Tanzilu, there's many more game weeks left. So you are more than welcome to join again, brother, and play it. And I'm sure you're going to win it. So this is the second time Sadman Saqib Kabbo is winning it, or this is his first time?
Second time, maybe.
Okay. So if it is his second time, then he's caught up with the other guy who's actually there in the leadership board, winning it twice. And yeah, Sadman Saqib Kabbo will also be there. Anyway, the leadership table, I think it's time, Parvez, that we should start showing the leadership table, just that people get a refresher next time. So in game week 20, perhaps we'll bring the leadership table. Those guys, I think Ashraful Arifin Bhai is responsible for this. So Ashraful Arifin Bhai, if you're listening, can we have the leadership table next time we are getting into a Foot Alochana show, which will be in game week 20? So that would be helpful, because just that people know who has won where, how many times. And of course, those of you who have received your money, you know who you are. But yeah, it just gives you the chance. And nobody has won it more than 2 times. So all of you still stand the chance of winning the leadership board at the end of the season. And of course, you still have the chance to win 3,000 taka if you are the champion or the leadership at the top of the leadership board, right? All right, let's move on to the next one. And I think we're done with this one. And I think my part of the show with all the discussion and chat and pulling Ashfaq's leg is done. So yeah, that was the most important part that I wanted to cover actually, and I'm done with that. So over to Parvez for the fixture crush.
রাইট, থ্যাংক ইউ। আই থিঙ্ক যে আমার নেক্সট যে টপিকটা সেটা আসলে আশফাক করবে, যেটা হচ্ছে পূর্ণ রিপ্লেসমেন্ট, এন্ড দেন সাইব হলো থিয়াগো, হোয়াট টু ডু উইথ থিয়াগো, দ্যাটস ওয়াই সে ডিসকাস করবে ওইটা। বাট এই মুহূর্তে ফিকচার ক্রাশ যেটা আমরা দেখতেছি যে এখন কিন্তু আমরা জানি যে আসলে ফেস্টিভ পিরিয়ড এবং খুবই রাশ সময় চলতেছে, অর্থাৎ গেম উইক 18, 19, 20 এন্ড 21 এগুলা কিন্তু খুবই দ্রুত আমাদের সময়ের মানে চোখের পলকই আর কি শেষ হয়ে যাবে। এবং সবচেয়ে ইম্পর্টেন্ট হলো এই সময় আসলে ডেডলাইন গুলাকে আপনারা মনে রাখবেন যে আসলে এই গেমকে ডেডলাইন কিন্তু আগামীকাল রাত্রে, এন্ড দেন নেক্সট ডেডলাইনটাও আসলে মঙ্গলবার রাত্রে। সেই জন্য আসলে খুবই নজর রাখবেন এই জায়গাটাতে। আমি যদি দেখি যে 18, 19 এর মধ্যে আসলে ফিকচার ক্রাশটা আসলে বেসিক্যালি একটা টিম আসলে একটা ম্যাচ থেকে কত ডিস্টেন্স পাচ্ছে। তো আমরা দেখতেই পাচ্ছি যে 18 থেকে 19 এর মধ্যে প্রত্যেকটা টিমই আসলে 2 দিন, হাইস্টলি 3 দিন। যদি আমি দেখি নিউক্যাসল অনলি 3 দিন, বাট বাকিরা কিন্তু আসলে ম্যানচেস্টার ইউনাইটেড এবং নিউক্যাসল এরা হলো 3 দিন, বাট বাকি সব টিমই কিন্তু আসলে 2 দিন, 2 দিন করে আসলে গ্যাপ পাচ্ছে। এন্ড দেন তারপরে 19 থেকে 20 এর মধ্যে যে ডিসটেন্সটা সেটাও কিন্তু খুবই শর্ট। তো 19 যখন শুরু হবে এটা শেষ হইতে বৃহস্পতিবার এরকম হয়ে যাবে। সেক্ষেত্রে আবারও দেখা যাবে যে শনিবার থেকে শুরু হচ্ছে। তো সেইখানেও যদি আমি দেখি যে টিমগুলো আসলে খুবই কম সময়, যেমন লিভারপুল খুবই কম সময় পাবে, ম্যানচেস্টার সিটি কম সময় পাবে, তাদের লাস্ট যেটা 19 এ শেষ হবে তার ঠিক 2 দিন পরেই আসলে 20 শুরু হয়ে যাবে। সো ওভারঅল আমি যদি দেখি যে এই টিমগুলো আসলে এই ফিকচার ক্রাশ থেকে আপনারা একটা জিনিস দেখবেন যে আসলে এখানে রোটেশন কোন টিমটাতে বেশি হওয়ার পসিবিলিটি আছে, কোন টিমের ডেপথ বেশি, যে টিমটা ডেপথ বেশি, যে টিমটাকে আমরা মেনশন করলাম আসলে লিভারপুল, সিটি। সো সবার টিমই আসলে এই প্লেয়ার গুলা থাকবে। সো কাইন্ড অফ একটু কশিয়াস যে আসলে যারা আসলে টিমের মেইন প্লেয়ার তাদের উপরেই ফোকাসটা জোন থাকে। এন্ড দেন 20 এর পরপরই আবারও ঠিক সেম ভাবে আমি যদি 21 যখন শুরু হবে 21 এর পরে 20 20 এর পরে 21 টাও কিন্তু খুবই কম গ্যাপ। এখানেও 2 থেকে 3 দিন। অর্থাৎ আমি যদি দেখি যে অর্থাৎ নেক্সট 4 টা ফিকচার কিন্তু উইদিন 7 ডেজ বা এরকম সামথিং 7 বা 10 ডেজ এর মধ্যেই আরকি এরকম হচ্ছে। আজকে যদি ধরি 25 তারিখ বা এন্ড দেন গেম উইক অর্থাৎ জানুয়ারি 3 তারিখের মধ্যেই আসলে 18, 19, 20, 21 হয়ে যাবে। সো এটা এদিকে আসলে নজর রাখতে হবে। সো ফিকচার টিকারটা খুবই ইম্পর্টেন্ট। আপনারা যারা আসলে এই ফিকচার টিকারটা যদি দেখতে চান তাহলে স্ক্রিনশট নিয়ে আপনারা পরবর্তীতেও এই জিনিসগুলা থেকে ভালো মতো করতে পারবেন। আই হোপ যে এই আ টিমগুলাকে আমি যে টিমগুলাকে মেনশন করলাম এবং ইভেন আপনারা স্ক্রিনের মধ্যে দেখতে পারতেছেন, আপনারা নিজেরাই বুঝতে পারবেন যে কোন টিম থেকে আসলে কিভাবে প্লেয়ার পিক করতে হবে। আমি প্লেয়ার নিয়ে বা টিমগুলাকে নিয়ে সেভাবে কথা বললাম না। স্ক্রিনের মধ্যে সুন্দর মতন দেওয়া আছে এবং টিমগুলার আসলে রিকভারি পিরিয়ড গুলাও দেওয়া আছে। So that's it from me.
Okay, thanks, Parvez. Let's move on to the next topic then. And then we can start with I think Ashfaq comes in next. So Ashfaq, I'm going to line you up. Ladies and gentlemen, the one who's losing to me is going to now present the next topic. Please welcome Ashfaqur Alam.
Everyone is losing to you, not just me.
Well, no, apparently Nazmul from Canada is beating me still. So, yeah, it's okay. It's okay.
So as you all know that Bruno, there's a rare case that Bruno is now injured. Coach has not set a timeline on when he'll be back, but what he has mentioned, he's out for a while. What we do know about Bruno is that he's seldom injured, and when the coach says he'll be out for a while, which we can assume that it's probably a serious injury. Even if he's out for a while, and even if he misses 2 or 3 weeks, like I mentioned in the previous pod, that because of the fixture congestion, fixture crush, which Palver discussed just a while back, even missing 2 or 3 game weeks, 3 weeks will actually, in theory, would make you miss maybe 4 or 5 game weeks in total. So I think if you own Bruno, transferring him out would be a wise move or would be a priority move. Now, regarding his replacements, we're going to discuss a few replacements. The first replacement that we are going to discuss is that okay. So the first replacement we're going to discuss is within the United squad is obviously Cunha. Cunha does not.
Oh, sorry.
So Nadimbai does this on purpose just to interrupt me, just to toy with me a bit. Anyway, so
No,
as you know
that wasn't
that
intentional, Ashfaq. Sorry.
sure. So regarding United replacements, Cunha is a like for like replacement. He's placed in the same price bracket. He's around 7.9 or 8 million at the moment. Cunha's place is more or less secured because he can play as the sole attacker, the striker position, or the center attacking midfield position. And Sesko is back, but I think United relies on Cunha more in terms of their attacking prowess, and I think he will be a mainstay in the team, especially when Mbuemo is not available and Bruno absent. I think it's up to Cunha who will lead the line, and he's usually gets into good positions to score a few more points. I think if statistically, if you see his xG is still very high. I think he has not been clinical as much as he should be, but we get the just that is changing a bit. So I think Cunha would be everyone's first choice in terms of like for like United's replacement in Bruno. Next up is Rice. Rice, I think, is a player who is well, he is attractively priced. Uh, People who has rode on the Rice wagon with early in the season or mid season, I think, has been really benefited from that. Nadim being one of them. He has stuck with Rice through thick and thin. So Rice has also given him some good points in between. So he's a kind of player who can give you, points on both ends of the pitch. He can give you points in def cons as well. He's also known to, provide assists and score the odd goals. He's also on set pieces. That is another advantage. So I think if you do not own Saka at the moment or own maybe just one Arsenal defender at the moment, then Rice might be your man in terms of having a good fourth midfielder or fifth midfielder in your team. Ritz is another option that we're going to discuss, but Ritz, we're considering Ritz because he has excellent fixtures going forward, but I will be wary of him a bit because I think he will be rotated a bit. He has not hit the ground running in the Liverpool squad, but the things are changing. He has in recent weeks he has shown a bit of promise with the odd assists and so on. I think it's just a goal away for regaining the confidence that the coach sees him in. So I think this is just a matter of time. Reeds might be a shrewd move, but I'd be wary of him a bit because of I think he's a bit more rotation risk than the others. Gordon is another one. Newcastle again, good fixtures around the corner, especially after the United fixture. The advantage on Gordon is that he's still somewhat a talisman for Newcastle. With Isaac gone, Gordon now retains penalties. He's also on set pieces. So if you do not own Ultimate at the moment, I think having Gordon might be a shrewd move. He's still not very does not have a very high percentage of ownership. So jumping on him early might be a shrewd move for you as well. Ryan Cherky, I'm not going to discuss much with him. He has great point potential, of course, with um, Marmoush out in AFCON and Doku injured. Cherky will likely start most games, but with Pep being Pep, I still believe that he's another player who is a bit of a rotation risk. So he might be a great differential for you to consider, but with Pep and the current squad formations, etc., I think he's a much more rotation risk than the other considerations. Finally, Rogers. I really like the Rogers pick because he's someone who's similar to Fernandez is kind of a 90-minute guy. He seldom misses games. And over the festive period and the fixture crash, you should be looking at players who will, likely play 90 minutes or likely plays most of 90 minutes. And I think Rogers falls into that category. So he's almost, immune to rotation. And, with Villa currently, showing this kind of form with 9 or 10 wins in a row, I believe that he's the kind of informant you want to get in your squad. So that's it from me.
Yeah, thanks, Ashfaq. That's pretty comprehensive. I know you struggled a little bit to say about people who actually took Rice, and then you didn't know what to say because the moment you say it, it's kind of becomes a bit obvious. So it's okay. It is what it is. Yes, I've stuck through Rice through thick and thin, and I think I made it clear in the Gimmick 1 pod when we did it that Rice with the DEFCON and everything is going to be fully one of the players that I would be backing him from the very beginning. And
I would have been
it's
more.
kind of paid off.
I would have been more comprehensive, but some coughing, interrupted me. So there's that.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Ashwan. So sorry. My coughing is so disturbing. Saif, you have to forgive me if I also cough while you are talking. Please do not take it as an interruption. In case this is just a disclaimer, Saif. Don't take it as I'm a smoker, so it's okay. I can cough, but some people take it very personally. Anything I say now, Saif, to you or to Parvez also, he'll take it personally. So what can I do about it? It is what it is, unfortunately. But no, coming back to the Rice point, I agree. Kunha, thanks for that shout. Apparently, I'm a bit livid about the fact that Cunha missed that header against Aston Villa, and that could have been 2 goals for Morgan Rogers and 2 goals for Cunha, and that would have put Manchester United at least not losing the match. And then it was a heartbreaking for me a bit, both in terms of Manchester United then losing and then again Cunha also not being able to score because that didn't give me enough points. But anyway, it is what it is. Let's move on to the next topic, which is the free hit. I think what to do with Thiago? Sorry. This is something that is going to be discussed by Saif, right? If I'm mistaken, Parviz? Right. Yeah. Okay. All right. Saif, over to you. Oh, somebody felt embarrassed and he left. Anyway, it's not my fault. I'm sorry. I'm just on a mood today. And I found him after a long time. It's going to be fun. So if you want to see this kind of fun live, guys, join us for the get together. And I'm going to pull his leg a little bit more in that. I'm going to spare Parvez and Saif because they don't pull my leg so much. They know it's okay. You can win and you can lose. But Ashfaq is a different breed and we have a different animosity in terms of that. So over to you, Saif, with this one. Thiago, who would be a good replacement? Because I am looking forward to this one. Because I honestly tell you before you start, Saif, I made a terrible mistake of taking Walter Mood out. And I think that was one of my mistakes that I made this season and I'm regretting. So he's one of them that I'm thinking of bringing back. I don't know if you consider this as a right move or not, but I am so disappointed because the moment I took this guy who's on the screen right now, my goodness, his XG never went even above 0.5. So over to you, Saif. Help me. Show me the path.
The last 2 game weeks he had, I think, 0 XG. So being playing as the lone forward, it is, I think, something unheard of.
Yeah, it is. Anyway, so over to you.
Anyway, just 3 or 4 game weeks ago, everyone was flocking to buy Thiago, and logically so because he was in the form of his life. And even when people brought him in, I think he rewarded him with 13 points immediately in game week 13, I think. But ever since then, I think he has not crossed the 2 points mark. And as I said, in the last 2 game weeks, he has 0 XG. So it's not like he has been unlucky. He is playing well, but not getting the returns. But still, I think he is someone who has shown that he can score the goals. He is the lone forward, and he is also on penalties for a good Brentford side. But I think if he was around 5 million or 6 million mark, I think I would have said that you can hold him on and just be patient with him. But at his price point, I think there are better options. Someone like 𝐁𝐻𝐿 is a better option at this point than him. But 𝐁𝐻𝐿's issue is the reason Nadim Bhai sold him, and the issue with 𝐁𝐻𝐿 is he has rotation risk. With Wissa is fully back, and we all know what Wissa can do from his last season's exploits. And the match he has played so far, and the minutes he has played so far, he has looked sharp. He's not like Isaac that just not getting into full fitness or something like that. But from what I have seen, Wissa looked sharp. But then again, Wissa can also play together with 𝐁𝐻𝐿. In the form that 𝐁𝐻𝐿 is in now, he scored 2 goals against Chelsea and could have scored a hat-trick. I think it's his place to lose. But then again, if you don't have 𝐁𝐻𝐿, I would not recommend buying him back because of the fixture congestion. As Parvez mentioned, there are, I think, most teams will be playing 4 times in a 2 weeks time period. So that's really not a lot of rest period between the match. So when you have alternative, it's an alternative like Wissa, who has quality. I think he might come back. He might be playing some match from the start, and 𝐁𝐻𝐿 might be in the bench. So, but if you have him, congratulations on the double-digit last game week, and you can keep him in your team. But the best Thiago replacement is the second guy here, 𝐁𝐲𝐞. I think the stars have aligned for him. The issue with 𝐁𝐲𝐞 was the same with 𝐁𝐻𝐿. He had rotation risk due to Isaac, but unfortunately Isaac, even though he scored in the last game, he got injured in the same play. The Van den Ven tackle or the block actually led to a ruptured fibula, so he went on an ankle injury. So I think he will not be back before 2-3 months. We might see him playing again this season, but it will not be before 2-3 months at least, because it's a surgery and it takes some recovery time. So there is no forward rival in his position for 𝐁𝐲𝐞. So I think, and also in the form that he is in, I think Slot will just continue playing him. And he is also someone who is slowly building up his match fitness. Initially, he was taken off after the 60 minutes mark, and the last match he has played 90 minutes. So gradually, I think he has built up his fitness. So I think we will continue seeing him doing better and better in terms of match fitness, or in terms of minutes, and also in terms of points or goals. He is someone who is bang on form. He's playing with confidence. And since Salah is not here, Isaac is not here, I think, and Szoboszlai will be missing the next game. He might even be on penalties against Wolves. So I think with the fixture Liverpool have, he is the best pick if you can afford him. So since Bruno got injured, I think you can downgrade Bruno to someone like 𝐁𝐲𝐿 and easily afford him instead of Thiago if you have him. And then there is the man, myth, and the legend, DCL, Dominic Calvert-Lewin. So I thought about bringing him in my wildcard, I think so, but just because he is Calvert-Lewin, I did not dare to do so. But he is, I think, the man in form. I think he scored 6 goals in the last 5 matches or something like that, and it's not like it's a fluke. His expected goals is also around the 6 goals mark, so he's getting the chances and he's taking them. And even though he has been trolling us for a while, when he started on or when he came on the big time, I think he had the pedigree. He was in the England team. He showed quality, but then I think the combination of injuries and lack of form, I think hit him a bit. And I think now we are getting the old Calvert-Lewin back. He might even be eyeing a spot in the England World Cup team with the form he is in. So I think if you're looking for someone cheaper, you can't really go worse than Calvert-Lewin. And if you are saying that Leeds fixture is not that good, he scored against City and Liverpool in the last 5 matches. So I think fixture really doesn't matter for him. So he is another one. I think he can be a second forward for your team if you are going for heavy midfield and defense. But for most teams, I would say that he will be your likely 3rd forward or your 7th or 8th attacker. But at his form, I don't think you can go wrong with him at this point. So at his price point, there is another option. It's Jimenez. I think he played really well in the last match and scored a goal. And Fulham has decent fixture coming up, but the next fixture is a really good one against West Ham. But after that, I think the fixture run is gets a bit tougher. And he is another one whose positional rival is injured. Muniz, I think, is injured for a while, so he will continue to play, even though he has injury history of his own. But I think he's looking fit now. So if you are again looking for someone cheaper, you can go with Jimenez. But at the price point, I would prefer 𝐁𝐲𝐿 still over Jimenez. And then there is Bowen. He has not shown great form, but he has fixtures in his side. West Ham goes on a really good fixture run, I think, around for almost 10 to 12 game weeks. They don't really face any big side, starting with Fulham this game week. Bowen has been showing some signs of form. He is playing up top. It would be better if he was on plans, but Paqueta, I think, still has the penalties. So being a main goal scorer, I think having the penalties would have boosted his point potential a bit more. And he is also someone not that cheap. He is, I think, 7 point something. So it's a straight swap for Thiago for if you want to go for Bowen. But if I were to rank these replacements, I would say 𝐁𝐲𝐞, of course, if you have the fund, followed by Woltemade, 𝐁𝐲𝐿, Jimenez, Bowen and Jimenez. So that would be my order.
Now that's pretty comprehensive. Thanks, Saif. I think I can't disagree with you. Yes, go on.
Saib, do you think 𝐁𝐷K is a must-have at the moment? And also during the fixture crash, do you think him to be a rotation risk? And also, do you think 𝐁𝐷K, with lack of options for Liverpool at the moment, do you think 𝐁𝐷K is a 90-minute player at the moment as well?
As I said, he played 90 minutes in the last match, and I think he is one. Slot has been building up his match fitness slowly. He got 60 minutes in the start, then gradually his minutes increased 70, then 80. I think he's ready for 90 minutes now. And with Salah missing, Isaac injured, I think we cannot afford to not start 𝐁𝐷K, even with the fixture congestion. So unless there is any fitness issue, I think he will start all the 4 matches. And with his form and the Liverpool fixture, I think if you can afford him, he is a must-have. If you can afford him without much trouble. But since Bruno also got injured and most of the people have Bruno, I think it's an easy-ish swap from Bruno to a cheaper midfield and then Thiago or someone else to 𝐁𝐷K.
Okay, I'm getting some sort of a sound here. It's like a ruffling of the camera headphone with a bit of a thumping noise. I don't know why.
I don't know who's got the same noise.
Okay. There, we got it again. Okay, whoever it is, just try and mute it because it's pretty irritating. And if Fife and myself have got it, it means the audience have also got it. So, okay, one thing, Saif, because there's one question that I wanted to ask you about Thiago, because I think it doesn't really, I'm not disagreeing with the choices that you've made or the suggestions that you've made, but it's mostly with the Thiago is because some people might not be convinced that Thiago's time is up. So would be good to tell me or to tell us as to what makes Thiago perform the way he is right now. Is there something that you noticed in particular as to why, from being a donor darling or everybody's darling to being everybody's worst nightmare?
I have not really seen the Brentford matches, but what I can assume, I think what Dango missing out has hurt him a bit, because Dango is someone who can engage defenders that I think freed up Thiago, and also Dango. I think their combination was really good, working well. I think him missing out might be affecting Thiago because they have to now bring in Lewis Potter. And I saw in the last match, Lewis Potter scored both of his goals from the middle. So I think there has been some changes in the way they are playing. So Thiago might be the one now engaging the defenders for freeing up the space for someone like Luis Potter or Sade. I think there might be some sort of tactical issue there. But then again, as I said, I think Brentford fixtures are okay. So if you want to hold, you will. But I personally sold him immediately after the game week started, even before Bruno got injured, because I did not have Bruno. There is no issue with Bruno for me in my team. So it was a planned move. I wanted to bring in 𝐁𝐲𝐞 early because the price changes has been crazy in the last few days. So that was my planned move. So with Bruno injured now, I think more and more people will be then moving towards 𝐁𝐻𝐾 from Bruno and Thiago.
Interesting observation. So if your suggestion is to go correct, or let's say if your assumptions, what you predicted, you're not quite sure, but again, the assumption that you're making that Dango could be, which I also felt that Dango could be one of the reasons, because last night I was talking to Parvez about it at the same time, and we both felt that Dango was the reason as to why this is being affected. If it is the case, I think once Dango is back after the AFCON, we could immediately see Thiago performing well against, if his form continues to be the way it is.
Dango, I think, is someone who makes his the players he played with play better, because I saw in the AFCON last match, he did not score, but he got the man of the match. His team won 2-1, I think, but he was the man of the match even though he did not score. So I think he makes his forwards play better, or the team play better with his play style.
Interesting observation, Saif. Interesting, really. Thanks. So it is what it is. Yeah.
One more thing is that so Thiago scored. The statistics on Thiago, I think, is also a bit skewed, because Thiago scored 11 goals this season, which is a good statistic. He is someone who you could consider on form, but you can also point to the fact that Thiago has scored 5 goals from penalties this season, and Brentford, before last few matches, has received a lot of penalties, which the other teams did not.
Who earned those penalties, Dango?
Right, few of them Dango did, Thiago did, but Brentford received a lot of penalties anyway. So if you take away the penalties, Thiago has scored around 6 goals this season, which means his form might be considered ordinary. But if you put in the penalties, that's 11 goals. So I think his statistics are also a bit skewed in terms of how much he's on form or not.
Okay, that's basically a non-penalty and penalty argument, which is okay. And I think that there's a lot of people that have an argument about the fact that penalty is part of the game. So if somebody is a penalty taker, why wouldn't his goal be counted just because? It's part of the game. So I would agree with that. But at the same time, some people would say, without the penalties, how good is he as a striker? In order to measure him whether he's a sound player without penalties, and that's also a fine argument.
I'm not saying he's not a sound player. I'm not saying that he has scored 11 goals. So 11 goals itself is a good statistic. Halfway down the season, we've already scored 11 goals, which is a lot. But if you take away the penalties, the 5 penalties, I don't think any team has received 5. Thiago, in fact, has taken 6 penalties. He missed 1. So I don't think you can point to any other player who has taken 6 penalties in the league, at least when we are not even halfway through the season. That's what I've been trying to say.
I completely get your message, Ashfaq. It's more from the audience perspective. You and I don't have any disagreement in this case. Really don't. And I'm not disagreeing with Saif, what he said. It's just that some audience tend to look at it from a non-penalty perspective, and some people tend to look at it from a penalty perspective. My view is completely different, in a sense that, I feel penalty is part of the game, so it should be included anyway. So that's it. That's the point that I was trying to make. So whoever is on the non-penalty side can take your argument. At the same time, whoever is actually not on the non-penalty side can also take your argument, and just, your narrative fits both. That's what I was trying to make the case. Yeah. Your narrative fits both of them. Yeah. It's just that way they pick it up. That's it. Nothing else. Let's move on to the next topic then. Thanks, Saif, and thanks, Ashfaq, for making this very analytical. Thank you, guys. Brilliant, to be honest. Free hit draft. I think this is something Parvez is going to start, and then I think all of us will contribute to this. Yeah. I'm going to
Yeah.
be extremely critical if I can, because right now I'm top of all of you, as you can see on the screen. I'm not talking about the league, by the way, in case you are thinking. I knew it. You guys will be jumping to conclusions thinking like, here goes Nadim Bhai again. I'm talking about the league position. No, I'm not talking about that. But I'm going to be very critical because on the screen I'm on top. Anyway, I'll start with my first criticism and then I'll come to Saif. And then, of course, Ashfaq will contribute at the last with some conclusion. But let's give this floor to Parvez. Over to you.
থ্যাংক ইউ নাদিম। এই মুহূর্তে যেহেতু আসলে 19 এর আগেই আসলে সব চিপ খেলে ফেলতে হবে, তো অনেকেরই আসলে বেঞ্চ বুস্ট, ফ্রি হিট এই দুইটা চিপ অলমোস্ট এখন পর্যন্ত আছে। কিছু জনের হয়তো বা ট্রিপল ক্যাপ্টেনও আছে। সো যাদের আসলে এই মুহূর্তে ফ্রি হিট বা দুইটার ক্ষেত্রেই আমি বলবো যে 19 এন্ড 18 দুইটাই আসলে ফ্রি হিটের জন্য খুব একটা খারাপ গেম উইক না। বাট আমাদেরকে যে জিনিসটা করতে হবে যে আমার ফ্রি হিট টিমটা যদি নিয়ে আসি তাহলে সেটাতে আমরা যে জিনিসটাতে ফোকাস করা হয়েছে সেটা হলো যে লিকি লুজার্সদেরকে টার্গেট করেন। বিকজ অফ এই মুহূর্তে যে টিমগুলো আসলে ভালনারেবল লাইক বার্নলে, ওলস, লিডস অ্যান্ড ওয়েস্ট হ্যাম, আমরা দেখতেছি যে তারা রেগুলার বেসিসে গোল খায় যাচ্ছে এবং আমাদের জোনাল উইকনেসের যে একটা গোল কনসিডিং চার্ট আছে সেই চার্টের মধ্যে কিন্তু এই টিমগুলাই আসলে সবচেয়ে টপের দিকে আছে। সো দ্যাটস ওয়াই উকি আসলে এইরকম ফিকচার অনেকগুলো আছে, ৩-৪টা অ্যাটলিস্ট। যেমন আমি যদি দেখি যে উলস খেলতেছে হলো লিভারপুলের সাথে, সো লিভারপুলের প্লেয়ারদেরকে আপনারা টার্গেট করেন এবং আমরা ওয়াইল্ড কার্ড ফ্রি হিট টিমটার মধ্যেও আসলে এইরকমই প্লেয়ার দেখতেছি। যদিও লিভারপুল থেকে এই মুহূর্তে আসলে অ্যাটাকিং অ্যাসেট একটু কোয়েশ্চেনেবল, লাইক ইকিটিকে ছাড়া। ইকিটিকে ওয়ান অ্যান্ড অনলি, যেখানে আসলে সাইফও মেনশন করছে যে তার আসলে প্রতিদ্বন্দ্বী নাই এই মুহূর্তে, মিনিট কনসার্নও নাই এবং ইভেন সে পেনাল্টিতে থাকতে পারে। সো আমার মনে হয় যে ইকিটিকে একটা অপশন। অ্যান্ড দেন লাস্ট কয়েক গেম থেকে আসলে ডিফেন্সিভও পারফরমেন্সও কিন্তু লিভারপুলে ভালো ছিল। সো ভার্গিল আমার মনে হয় যে এই টিমে অবভিয়াসলি একটা জায়গা করে নেবে। অ্যান্ড দেন উইটস লাস্ট উইকে যেহেতু সে একটা অ্যাসিস্ট পাইছে এবং ফার্স্ট তার অ্যাটাকিং রিটার্ন, সো আমার মনে হয় যে উইটসও উলসের সাথে খুব একটা খারাপ অপশন না। বাকি অপশনগুলো লিভারপুলের আমার মনে হয় এই মুহূর্তে এদের ছাড়া আমি অন্য প্লেয়ারকে আমি হয়তো বা সাজেস্ট করবো না। অ্যান্ড দেন লিকি লুজার্স আরো একটা টিম যে আমরা ডিফেন্সে দেখতে পাচ্ছি যে বার্নলে। সো বার্নলেকে আমি আসলে কিয়ানকে দিয়ে কিন একটা ভালো অপশন আমার কাছে মনে হয় যে এই মুহূর্তে টার্কোস্কি আর কিনের মধ্যে অনেকেই ডিফার করবে। সো আমি কিনকে বেশি প্রিফার করবো বিকজ অফ তার ডিফেন্সিভ কন্ট্রিবিউশন আর অ্যাটাকিং থ্রেট, আর তার হেড ইয়াটাও কিন্তু খুবই থ্রেট। অ্যান্ড দেন লিভারপুলের আর্সেনালের একজন ডিফেন্স তো ডেফিনেটলি আমি টিমের মধ্যে চাবো। যদি কেউ গুলকিতে রায়াকে নিতে চায় তাও আমি করবো না, কারণ অল্টারনেটিভ হিসেবে রায়া ইজ এ ভেরি গুড অপশন। অ্যান্ড দেন টিম্বারকে আমি এখানে বেশি প্রেফার করবো কারণ তার কাছ থেকে অ্যাটাকিং রিটার্ন আমি পেতে পারি। তো দ্যাটস ওয়াই আমার ফ্রি হিট টিমে এই তিনজন প্লেয়ারকেই আমি প্রেফার করবো, কিন, টিম্বার অ্যান্ড ভার্গিল। অ্যান্ড দেন মিডফিল্ডে যদি আসি, আমি অবশ্যই আর্সেনালের কোনো অ্যাটাকারকে যদি ডবল করা সম্ভব হয় তাহলে ডবল করেও যাওয়া সম্ভব। বিকজ অফ ব্রাইটন, আমার মনে হয় যে আমার যেটা ডবল ডিজিট আমি যখন করি তখন আমি একটা জিনিস প্রেফার করছি, মানে দেখছি লক্ষ্য করে যে ব্রাইটন আসলে হোম অ্যান্ড অ্যাওয়ে তাদের কোনো এফেক্ট করতেছে না। তারা হোম বা অ্যাওয়েতে সেরকম মানে সেরকম সুবিধা নিতে পারতেছে না, দুই জায়গাতেই আসলে তারা সেম পারফর্ম করতেছে। সো দ্যাটস ওয়াই আমি এখানে সাকা এবং রাইস এই দুইজন প্লেয়ারকে, বিকজ অফ তাদের মিনিট কনসার্নটা আমার মনে হয় যে অন্যদের চাইতে এখন বেশি ভালো। অনেকে এজে বা ইয়ার কথা চিন্তা করতেছে, আমার মনে হয় যে সেদিকে না তাকায় আসলে সাকা, রাইস এই দুইজন প্লেয়ারের উপরেই থাকাটা বেশি বেটার হবে। অ্যান্ড দেন অ্যানাদার টিম যেটা আমি বললাম যে লিকি লুজার্স না হইলেও আসলে ফরেস্ট কিন্তু আসলে খুব একটা মানে ভালো ডিফেন্স করতেছে না, মাঝে মাঝে হয়তো বা করতেছে, বাট সেই জন্য আমি বলবো যে আর খুবই ভালো ফর্মে আছে সিটির অ্যাসেট। সো সিটির ডেফিনেটলি আমি এখান থেকে দুইজন প্লেয়ার তো অ্যাটলিস্ট অ্যাটাকিং রাখতে চাবো, হ্যালান্ড অ্যান্ড ফর্ডেন। অ্যান্ড দেন অ্যানাদার ওয়ান উইলসন, হ্যারি উইলসন মিডফিল্ডে। সো হ্যারি উইলসন আমার কাছে মনে হয় যে কাইন্ড অফ প্লেয়ার যে আসলে এই মুহূর্তে যদিও ইনজুরি কনসার্ন আছে, আমি জানি না ইনজুরি কনসার্ন এটা দেখার পরে আসলে ডিসাইড করবেন যে আসলে এটাতে কে নেবেন। বাট আমি প্রথম যে তিনজন আছে এই তিনজনকে লক করতে যাবো, যে রাইস, ফর্ডেন, সাকা, এই তিনজন। অ্যান্ড দেন উইটস বা উইলসন এদের মধ্যে আসলে আপনি চেঞ্জ করতে পারেন। অ্যান্ড দেন ফরওয়ার্ড লাইনে কোনো আমি ডাউট থাকবে না যে এখানে এই দুইজন ছাড়া দুইজন যদি খেলাইতে হয় তাহলে এই দুইজন বেস্ট, ইকিটিকে অ্যান্ড হ্যালান্ড। অ্যান্ড দেন থার্ড ফরওয়ার্ড যদি এখানে কেউ খেলাতে চায় সেক্ষেত্রে ডিফেন্সকে অবশ্যই না, মিডফিল্ডকে অবশ্যই একজন এইট অ্যাটাকারকে ডাউন করে আসলে এখানেও করা যায়। বাট আমার কাছে মনে হয় যে এই মুহূর্তে তিনজন এরকম কোনো স্ট্রং ফরওয়ার্ড নাই যারা আসলে এই টিমে দ্যাটস ওয়াই আসলে 3-4-3 আমার কাছে 3-5-2 বেটার অপশন মনে হয়। অ্যান্ড দেন বেঞ্চ অবভিয়াসলি যারা আসলে 4 বা 4 মিলিয়নের কনসিস্টেন্ট ভাবে খেলে যাচ্ছে তাদেরকেই আমি প্রেফার করবো, লাইক ওয়াল্টার রেডে, গাডমুনসন, অ্যান্ড দেন মার্গুই হলো টিম শেপের জন্য, ডিপেন্ড অন হলো আপনার বাজেটের। আর এখানে আসলে বেশি ইনভেস্ট করলে মেন টিমের দিকে ফোকাস করাটা সেভাবে যায় না, সো মেন টিমের দিকে আসলে ফ্রি হিটে বেশি ফোকাস করাটাই বেশি বেটার। সো দ্যাটস ইন ফ্রম মি।
Thanks, Parvez. I have just one small comment, and I want to go back to the point that Saif was making earlier in the replacement section. He went and described, and I totally agree with him, about Dominic Calvert-Lewin. And I think that's where I would see him at least making this team, particularly in the place of, having this Harry Wilson. I think you can downgrade that and put him in the bench and rather play the three strikers, because Leeds in the end, I mean, it's Sunderland, and these are both teams who've been recently promoted. So from my view, I think there will be goals in this match. Even if there is not less goals, I think the man warrants a position, and I don't see his name even in the forward section, although Bowen and Raul and Walter Mede has made it. So if I was to pick this team, I wouldn't disagree. I would rather change Wilson. I have my doubts about Wirtz, but because this is a free hit team and not a permanent team. So for 1 week with Wolves, I would keep him. But with Harry Wilson, I know it's West Ham. Yeah, I would go with more with Dominic Calvert-Lewin and play somebody else over there. Maybe a Smith Rowe or something like that, just to make sure that leaky losers is kind of covered. That would be my feedback on this team if I was to choose this particular team for free hit. Saif, what do you think?
I would also not go with Wilson, but here I would be going with someone like 𝐁𝐲𝐞, because if you are going for free hit and you are not picking 3 players from City, the form team at the moment, I think it's a mistake. You should go with 3 players, at least from City. And since Nottingham Forest will be playing at home and City defense is still a bit, they're considering some chances. So I think I will be going with triple City attack with someone like 𝐁𝐞 here. Other than that, I think the team looks okay.
Ashfaq?
I would agree on the fact that I like Calvert-Lewin's form at the moment. I think zonal wise also, I think this week he looks excellent. I would probably go down that route. Probably take Dominic Calvert-Lewin and downgrade Wilson to someone else. Also, I agree with Sci-Fi that in terms of free hit teams, I think there should be some differentials in your team, and 𝐁𝐲𝐞 definitely fits that bill. Wolves as a whole, I think defensively they are really weak. But if you look at the zonal, Ritz usually plays down the left, and Wolves is mid-table from that zone as well. So Ritz to 𝐁𝐲𝐞 and maybe downgrade Wilson and upgrade 𝐲𝐞 to a third striker and play a 3-4-3, something that I would do. One other thing that I would like to mention in the free hit, that I'd probably upgrade my keeper to maybe someone like Pickford and double up on the Everton defense. So I would change the goalkeeper and take Calvert-Lewin and 𝐁𝐲𝐞 for Wilson and Ritz. That is something that I would do. Play a 3-4-3.
All right. So I think we kind of agree on that. So beside Wilson and beside one more striker, I think there is not much difference. So nobody is talking about other assets anyway. But this is a good team. This is a very good team. And I think we made our comments clear. Saif, you're talking about a wild card. When did you play your wild card? Or are you playing right now?
No. I played my wild card a while back. I think around game week 6 or 7.
Ooh, long. Way
Yeah.
back many centuries ago.
Yeah, at that time I picked Foden, and he kept blanking for a game after game. And then when I transferred him out, he went on to score double digits after double digits.
Yeah, you probably didn't listen to Parvez's prediction that from game week 9 onwards is when Foden starts to pick his form and goes till game week 21, 22, and after that he loses momentum again. Because by then,
we are almost at the time when this momentum is gone.
Yeah, we are towards that. We are towards that. And then Parvez made another prediction, and he continuously does this, and that's with the Morgan Rogers, by the way. So those of you who are like, I'm one of them. He was telling me, Bruno Fernandes is a replacement of Morgan Rogers, and I was like, no, but Morgan Rogers has tough fixtures coming up, Chelsea, this and that, and I don't know who else. And he's like, here is my prediction. This is what I've noticed, that Morgan Rogers tends to do very well against tough opponents. But every time people tend to take him when his fixtures are actually swinging and he's playing weaker opponents. And that's exactly when you see Morgan Rogers, you expect so much, he ends up blanking. Yeah. So if you are thinking by that concept, like, oh, fixture Coutinho and let's not go with Morgan Rogers, then listen to Parvez's advice, get him in. The man is on form. Just get him in and you might be able to do well. Yeah. Anyway, it is what it is. Let's move on to the next topic then. I think that's it. This is Captaincy Armband Game Week 18. So I will give this to Saif.
I think it's Ashfaq Bhai. 19 is mine.
Oh, okay. Sorry. You're 19. You just did it, right? Okay. Sorry, Ashfaq. No. This has nothing to do.
No.
No. Just that. No. Before you accuse me. I
don't think I need to.
No. Before audience, I just want to make this absolutely clear. This was absolutely unintentional. It's just that Ashfaq brings everything. He thinks like, no. Okay, over to you, Ashfaq. Over to you. And I'm going to mute myself so that I'm about to cough again and you'll think like it's another interrupted. So you are just picking the fight right now. So I'm going to avoid. I'm going to be more preventive right now. Yeah. Okay. Here we go.
Right. So for Game Week 18, we have 4 considerations. We have the obvious captaincy favorite. We have Haaland, followed by 𝐁𝐻𝐿, Saka, and Thiago. Haaland would be, well, there's not much to say about Haaland. He's the most informed striker at the moment, and whatever the opponent is, and in theory, Nottingham is, weaker, a very weak opponent. The over the whole of the season, they have not done, well defensively, but after under Sondage, they are showing signs of improvement. But nevertheless, I think Haaland is someone that does not need any strong opponents to score, and Nottingham Forest, I think, will be under some sort of trashing under City. So Haaland, I'm not going to discuss much with him. Is the obvious captaincy favorite, and as most of us already own Haaland, as you can see, he's almost in 3/4 of all the managers team. I think the next best option this week will be 𝐻𝐻𝐾. Like Saif said, that he's almost undroppable in the Liverpool team at the moment, and he's almost as close to must-have as you can be in terms of a very attacking Liverpool side, and because of his unavailability of replacements, I think he's also almost a 90-minute guy as well. And 𝐻𝐻𝐾's kind of form, I think he will do good against Wolves. The Zonal also says so. And I believe that if you're looking for a differential captain, I think 𝐻𝐻𝐾 is your best bet after Haaland. Saka is another option for you to consider. Brighton, although has kept clean sheets now and then, defensively they're still conceding chances. I have a slight concern on Saka because during the fixture congestion, I think he will have his minutes managed, especially as players like Martinelli, Trossard, and Madueke are now fit. So Arteta has good alternatives to have his minutes managed as well. So I think that will come into play. And although Saka might or will start most of matches, I don't think he plays 90 minutes. I think he will be substituted around the 60-minute mark, especially during the fixture congestion. Finally, Thiago. Well, he's a bit of an outlier at the moment. His form has dipped a bit. Bournemouth is mid-table in terms of chances considered, especially over the last 6 game weeks as well. So Thiago, we have considered the 4th option, but I would not suggest to go there. He's also one of the most transferred out players this week as well. So there's that. Nevertheless, his ownership still ranks high at 30%, which is still pretty high. But I think there are better options for the managers to consider your captaincy for. So I believe Haaland is their outright favorite as well, as usual. And Nottingham Forest is in theory a weak opponent for him. And if you're looking for a differential captain, I think Eddie fits the bill excellently. I think he will do good against Wolves. So there's that. And Saka is an outsider. I would not suggest to go down that part. Only if you can looking for a differential captain and you cannot afford Etiteke, you should go to Saka. But like I said, there's a concern on him on having his minutes managed. So I would urge caution on that if you were considering Saka. So Haaland first and Etiteke second. That would be for me. Thanks.
Thanks, Ashfaq. That's pretty comprehensive. And just to move to the next one, which is Game Week 19. Over to you, Saif.
So Game Week 19 is another interesting week because Liverpool will be playing against Leeds, United will be playing against Wolves at home, and Newcastle will be playing against Burnley. So giving you three alternative options to Haaland. But Haaland himself will be playing against Sunderland. So even though Sunderland has been doing really well, I think with the AFCON, they are the team I think affected the most by AFCON because I think they have 7 or 8 players going out. Even though their defense is still okay. But then again, I think it's not that tough of a fixture for us to look away from Haaland. Because as we saw, even in tough fixtures and even fixtures where he was anonymous, like the Crystal Palace fixture, he went away with double digit. So at the form he is in, I think it's tough, really tough to look away from Haaland. But if you are considering alternatives, I think we have three really decent alternatives when it comes to fixtures, with 𝐁𝐲𝐞 playing against Wolves at home, who are, I think, one of the worst team in the league at the moment. I think they will struggle to touch double digits in this season, and they are on course to break Derby's record for the lowest points tally in the Premier League season. So if you want to go with someone differential, 𝐁𝐲𝐞 I think is one to consider. Another thing with 𝐁𝐲𝐞 is he prefers to be the talisman in a team where everything goes through him and revolves around him. And with Bruno gone now, I think he will just relish his role in the United attack, and he might also be on penalties. So I think you can't really go wrong with 𝐁𝐲𝐞 against Wolves at home. And again, another narrative here is it's his former team. So I think he will be fired up. Ekitike is another decent option because of Leeds. They are playing Leeds away, but Leeds at their home are a really decent fixture, a decent team. They really thrive playing at Elland Road, and as you can see that even though they have not kept any clean sheet, but their defensive stats are okay. It's not that bad. And Burnley, even though their team is playing with the defense first approach, I think their defense is much worse than Leeds at this point. So ultimately, with the form he is in, he might score some goals against Burnley. But the thing is, ultimately, as I said, this is a fixture we might see Wissa playing, since it's a midweek fixture and due to the fixture congestion. This is the fixture I think ultimately might be rested because they will have some more fixture coming in, and I think it's a good fixture to give Wissa a run from the start. So if you are looking for the differential options, I think 𝐁𝐲𝐞 is the way to go. But then again, Haaland is someone you take on at your own risk. So I think the order would be in this same order: Haaland, 𝐁𝐲𝐞, Ekitike, and Ultimate.
Okay, thanks, Saif.
Yeah.
Thanks, Saif. Yeah, right. Just to get back to one point that you made at the very end. Okay, if somebody is feeling courageous and brave, and wants to go against Haaland, then be my guest. I was your guest once. I think the week before this, when I spoke highly about 𝐷𝐿, and then I went with 𝐓𝐴𝐧𝐻 captaincy. And then I realized quickly that was very poor on my part. I was just trying to take too many risks. Although I believed he could have done well, but somehow in that match he looked totally off. And I think from the very beginning I could see like, okay, this is a match. This was a wrong decision, very wrong decision. And then Haaland did what Haaland was supposed to do. So yeah, I'm not going to disagree with you on anybody going Haaland, but FPL is a game where the brave is not rewarded. The brave is often punished. Yeah. And just that everybody knows. Right now, audience, we just shared the link for the podcast pick 3 nominees, and please fill out the form as usual, and it will be removed as soon as possible. And after this, we will probably discuss the now Ashfaq will say that I'm doing it intentionally, right? But anyway, we'll discuss the prediction, and then after that we'll get into your question and answer. So over to you, Parvez, with this one prediction.
রাইট, থ্যাংক ইউ নাদিম। আমাদের যেটা সুপার ব্লুতে আসলে প্রেডিকশন লিক হয়, সেটা এখন কিন্তু যে টপ ইয়াটা আমরা দেখতেছি, সে টপ ইয়ার মধ্যে কিন্তু আসলে তানজিল ভাই এখন স্টিল তার টপ পজিশনটা ধরে রাখছেন। ইকবাল হোসেন ভাই সেও আসলে সেকেন্ড পজিশনে, থার্ড পজিশন আমিও ধরে রাখছি, বাট ইমায়েত ভাই আসলে এখানে 4 নম্বরে। এখানে যেই পার্সন দুইজন আসলে আরিফুল শাকির ভাই, আশরাফুল আরিফিন ভাই, এরা দুইজন আসলে অনেক ডাউনে চলে গেছে 7 and 9 পজিশনে। বাকিরা কিন্তু ভালো মতন আবার উপরে উঠে আসছে। এই গেমকে আসলে আমি যদি দেখি যে এই গেমকে পারফর্মার অফ দ্য উইক আমি যদি একটু দেখি, সেই ক্ষেত্রে আসলে পারফর্মার অফ দ্য উইক কিন্তু এই উইকে সাদমান ফাহিম ভাই, যার টিমের নাম হলো নাইট অল গনার্স। নাইট অল গনার্স আমি যদি দেখি তার প্রেডিকশন গুলা, মোটামুটি তার অনেকগুলা প্রেডিকশন ক্লোজ হয়েছে, এবং এক্সাক্ট প্রেডিকশন তার যেটা হয়েছে সেটা হলো 3টা এক্সাক্ট প্রেডিকশন, এবং ক্লোজ প্রেডিকশন হলো 4টা। তো 10টা ম্যাচের মধ্যে সে অলমোস্ট 7টা ম্যাচেই আসলে খুব ক্লোজ গেছে। এক্সাক্ট তো 3টা আর 4টা। তো দ্যাটস আমি মনে করি যে এইভাবে প্রেডিকশন খেললে আসলে টিমের ইয়াগুলো বোঝা যায় যে কোন প্লেয়ার কোন জায়গা থেকে অ্যাসেট গুলো নিতে হয়। সো আপনারাও যদি আসলে প্রেডিকশন নিয়ে খেলতে চান, তো ডেফিনেটলি আমাদের সাথে আমাদের সুপার ব্লু অ্যাপের মধ্যে জয়েন হয়ে সেখানে আপনার প্রেডিকশন ড্রপ করতে পারেন। সো দ্যাটস ইট ফ্রম মি।
Right. Thanks, Parvez. Tanzilur Rahman is really doing well, be it in prediction and be it in Pick 3 League. And he's always been very competitive. So, yeah, that's that. Sadman Fahim, good luck, brother. That was very good performance, to be honest, last week. So well done. Keep that up, and I think you're going to do well. There's one thing that I just wanted to tell you before we get into the question and answers. I think there was a little bit of question about Newcastle, and there was also a question about Aston Villa's performances as to why they are suddenly performing, because they started the season so slow, and why they are performing so well right now. And we had a long conversation yesterday, and one of the things that brought to my attention from Parvez was that I think he's been talking about it in other podcasts as well, but I'm not sure if you guys listen to it all the time. But what he said, and I think it was rightly pointed out, was that these two teams looked very tired during the Champions League weeks. So now that the Champions League is over, and with the midweek coming in, we could expect a little bit of rotation, as Saif has pointed out, but we could expect them to do well as when they play. But again, when the Champions League is back, it might affect their performances. So something to keep an eye on. So if you're wondering if Newcastle assets should be the ones you should be picking, or if you're thinking Aston Villa assets should be the ones you should be picking, do keep this in mind, that their fatigue and over congestion fixtures, and of course they don't have a big squad like City and others, so that could be affecting them. And now that those fixtures are out of the way, including Crystal Palace, by the way, because a lot of us have Crystal Palace, defense, and they've been conceding goals nowadays like as if they don't have a defenders at all. And it might be, all of us might be thinking it might be Munoz effect, but actually it's not Munoz, but it's something to do with their Carabao Cup ambitions, which they ended up losing to Arsenal in penalties. And of course, that was a very close match. So the detailed highlight is already available on YouTube. You can have a look at it. It went down to 8 fixtures. Poor Lacroix, I mean, my apologies and condolences for everything that has happened. Ended up conceding an own goal and then missing the penalties. So heartbreaking for him, but it is what it is. So we could expect Crystal Palace also to bounce back now with other fixtures. Let's get into the next fixture. The question and answers. And over to you, Parvez, to bring the question and answers in, and we will start answering. And I think let's keep the screen big now, so that I can just keep rotating the audience and others. Yeah. Okay, here it is. Isaac out. By the way, I see a new face here. Welcome. I kind of forgot her name. My apologies, Ashfaq.
Mira.
Mira.
Right. Again, it's a conspiracy on your part.
Yeah, true. I mean, yeah, it is.
Intentional.
You know, sometimes when people are on top, they forget things. You know, they're blinded by their success, which happens to a lot of very famous people. I am one of them as well. So my apologies for that. But at least I'm down to earth, kind of a person who kind of apologizes and not arrogantly says something that will annoy you. But Mira, good to see you. Of course, she's growing cuter and cuter day by day. The more I see her, yeah. She wants to say something. Ashfaq, she wants to chip in with FPL expertise.
Yes, of course. But right now she's busy, building blocks.
Okay. Next time, let's do one thing, Ashfaq. If she's awake next time, what I will try to do is, if we have a tie in the podcast pick 3, okay, I would ask you to write those names down, and Parvez will send you those 2 names well in advance so that you can make a chip out of it and fold it with the names of those 2 players or 3 players who's been tied. And then we'll ask Mira to pick the winner. Okay. We'll ask Mira to pick the winners if she's awake. And if she's not awake, we'll do it as usual. Okay, Ashfaq, you agree with that? I think the audience would enjoy that, I think. Okay. Right. Isaac out. Ashfaq, what do you think?
He is out. He has Saif said that a fibula injury, and he's out for some time.
Okay. Next one, Parvez.
Okay.
Saif, this one is for you. I'm sorry. It is a big question, and you couldn't escape today. The first one falls on you. Over to you, Saif.
So he wants a route to take 𝐸𝐸 basically. And free hit 18 on 19. I think with his team, I would go free hit 19. Particularly because the price changes are crazy now. So just take you have 4 FTs. So I think you can take 2 or 3 players whose price is changing fast. So good thing is you already have 𝐁𝐲𝐞 in your team. So how to take 𝐸𝐸𝐸? I think I will just straight go from Thiago and I will back to 𝐸𝐸𝐸 and DCL. That would be the way I would go. So other than that, I think your team is okay.
All right. Thanks, Saif, for the very quick and smart answer. Over to you, Parvez, with this team.
থ্যাংক ইউ নাদিম। তানজিলুর রহমান ভাইকেও থ্যাংক ইউ। আপনার টিমে যেটা দেখতেছি যে আমি ভারব্রুগেন এবং ডিব্রুকার মধ্যে ভারব্রুগেনকে হয়তোবা খেলাবো, যদিও আর্সেনালের সাথে খেলা, বাট ডিব্রুকার চাইতে আমি ভারব্রুগেনকে প্রেফার করবো। অ্যান্ড ডিফেন্সে আমি মনে করি যে গুই, অ্যান্ডারসন অ্যান্ড টিম্বার, এই 3 জনকে আমি রাখবো। ফরওয়ার্ড লাইনে মিডফিল্ডে আমি যে জিনিসটা দেখতেছি যে আপনার 3 জন 4 জন মিডফিল্ডার। ব্রুনো ফার্নান্ডেসকে আপনি বেঞ্চ করছেন, এই জায়গাটাতে হয়তো আমি একটু ডিসএগ্রি করবো, বিকজ অফ আমার মনে হয় যে ব্রুনো ফার্নান্ডেস অ্যাটলিস্ট 2 থেকে 3 গেমিং হয়তো বা খেলবে না। এটা তো খুবই থিক অ্যান্ড ফাস্ট চলবে গেমিং গুলা। সেই ক্ষেত্রে আমার প্রাইস ড্রপেরও একটা ভয় থাকবে। সো আমি ব্রুনো ফার্নান্ডেসকে হয়তো বা সেল করবো, লাইক 𝐁𝐲𝐞কে ওখানে নিয়ে আসবো, অথবা 𝐁𝐲𝐞 জায়গায় 𝐁𝐲𝐞 যদি নাও নিতে হয় তাহলে অন্য প্লেয়ারকে ওখানে টার্গেট করতে পারি, লাইক গর্ডন। অ্যাডভান্স যদি আমি নিতে পারি তাহলে রজার্সকে টার্গেট করতে, বাট আমি 𝐁𝐲𝐞কে প্রেফার করবো এখানে। সেই ক্ষেত্রে আমার ফরওয়ার্ড লাইনে আসলে থিয়াগো, হ্যালান্ডের ওই জায়গাটাতে আমি থিয়াগোকে হয়তোবা থিয়াগো, হ্যালান্ড এবং 𝐸𝐸𝐸 খেলাবো, 4 জন মিডফিল্ডারকে খেলাবো। and then another one is মাইন্ডি বেঞ্চে চলে যায়, and ডিফেন্স তো আমি বলে দিলাম প্রথমে, so that's it.
Yeah, thanks, Parvez. I think there's something wrong with my system. I don't know what it is, and I can't change the screen at right this moment. But anyway, next question, please, and then I think I'll be able to solve this problem. Yeah, I think here it is. Problem solved. Right. Okay. Next question out. It's coming from Hasib Akash, and the question goes to, of course, Ashfaq. Over to you, Ashfaq.
Right. So, like I mentioned, that Editica is the best differential captaincy shout after Haaland. If you're not consider Haaland, I think he's the best second option or the best option you can have. Bruno replaced Gordon, 𝐁𝐲𝐞 𝐁𝐲𝐿 for a long term and also a good fixture run. In terms of fixture run, I think in the short term, United has the best fixtures. So, like for like, I would suggest in terms of fixtures, I believe 𝐁𝐲𝐞 is the best option. But over the long run, I believe Rodgers is your man, because Rodgers is someone I is seldom benched. He's a fitness monster, and he's usually a 90-minute guy as well. So I think he ticks all the boxes if you're looking for someone who is a long-term investment. Thanks.
Thanks, Ashfaq. Then the next question comes in from Iqbal Hussain. Good to see you, brother. Saif, over to you with this one.
I think he has both in his team and just asking for which one to play. That would be my guess. So Dubravka will be playing against Everton. So Everton are missing some of their attackers. And Petrovic will be playing against, I think, Brentford. So I would go with Dubravka here.
Interesting choice. Interesting. I like your thinking behind it, Saif. I really like your thinking behind this. Excellent. Okay, next one, Parvez. This one comes from Iqbal Hussain again. Over to you, Parvez, with this one.
আমি এখানে প্লেনকে এবং কনসাকে বেঞ্চ করব। আমি টিম্বার, লাকোয়া এন্ড ওরাইলিকে এখানে খেলাবো।
Okay, we are really answering quick questions, and people are coming back to send their questions now, which is great. Thanks, audience. If you haven't liked and subscribed, please do so now. We see less likes than the number of viewers right now. So press the like button. Don't worry about your questions. Your questions will definitely be answered. Okay, the next one comes from Iqbal Hussain again. Over to you, Ashfaq, with this one.
Between this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players, I would probably bench Wilson, because although Wilson has the easier opponents, Newcastle over the last few seasons has an excellent record against United. I think they have won 5 out of 6 games they have played against United. So I believe that it will be a good fixture. It might be a good fixture for them as well. So I would probably play Bruno G over Wilson here and play the rest.
So basically what Ashfaq was trying to say, that we are going to lose the match, and Manchester United fans shouldn't keep their hopes high, right? Okay, thanks, Ashfaq, for that. Over to you with this one, Saif.
I think from here, I think I would go with Haaland. There is no need to just overthink it.
Okay. I wouldn't disagree with you on that one, to be honest. Next one is from Hasib Akash again. I think this one has been answered to an extent, but Parvez, I think there's an additional question here. Anderson versus Ballard. I think that is the answer that needs to be given. Over to you, Parvez.
Right. So আমিও আসলে ওই গোলকির ক্ষেত্রে হয়তোবা সাইফ যেটাকে মেনশন করছে আমি ওইটাই করতাম। এন্ড দেন অ্যান্ডারসন আর ব্যালার্ডের মধ্যে আমি হোপফুলি ব্যালার্ডকে হয়তো স্টার্ট করাইতাম, বিকজ সান্ডারল্যান্ড হোমে খুবই ভালো, যদিও লিডস খুবই ভালো ফর্মে আছে। বাট যদি আপনার টিমে আসলে কালভার্ট লুইং বা এরকম লিডস অ্যাটাকার থাকে, সেই ক্ষেত্রে হয়তোবা ব্যালার্ডকে আমি স্টার্ট করাবো না। বাট যদি না থাকে, ডেফিনেটলি ব্যালার্ডকে স্টার্ট করা। অ্যান্ডারসন অলসো গুড অপশন।
Okay, thanks, Parvez. Then the next question again comes from Iqbal Hussain. Over to you, Ashfaq, with this one.
I think it's an extension to the previous question I answered. He was asking whether he will play a 3-5-2. I think this is his forward lineup.
Three
I would
strikers.
play,
Yeah.
in which case I would probably play a 3-5-2.
Okay. So you would bench whom?
Krupi.
Groupie. Okay. Thanks, Ashfaq. Saif, over to you with this one question from, and this one will also be, this one I will also get back to you as well, Ashfaq, after Saif's response, because it's his turn. So, and both of you are mentioned by Tipu. Tipu, thanks for all the support, brother. Good to see you, of course. Over to you, Saif.
Thank you, Tipu bhai, but unfortunately আমার ব্রুনো ছিলই না, সো আমার প্ল্যান ছিল নেক্সট উইকে ব্রুনো নেওয়ার, বাট এখন প্ল্যান চেঞ্জ করতে হবে। তো এই গেম উইকে আমি একে টেকে নিয়ে আসছি, তো নেক্সট গেম উইকে ব্রুনো নেওয়ার প্ল্যান ছিল, এখন হয়তো আমি কুনহা নিব আর কি।
Saif, can I tell you something?
Definitely.
I really like your I really like your background. I really like your new background.
White background.
Yeah, with a little bit of light that is reflecting on it. It has this combination of white and ash. Maybe it's your shadow that's creating the ash color, but honestly, on the screen, it's really looking good. Do keep this background, please. It's really nice. Really nice.
It's only possible during the winter.
Oh, okay.
Because
okay.
I cannot stay in this room during summer because AC is in the bedroom.
Got it.
That's the issue.
Understood. Yeah. Message clear. Loud and clear. Loud and clear.
So,
but anyway,
for the during the winter, 4-5 game weeks, they will see this background.
Okay. So till February, we can expect this room, and then after February, we'll go back to the usual one. But yeah, really, I like it. You would probably see a change in my background as well, and I'm really coming up with a good background from February onwards. So if I'm able to join after February, you'll see a good background in my end as well. Yeah. Anyway, thanks, Saif. Whatever changes you have done, appreciate it. Okay. Then Ashfaq, you're supposed to be answering this part as well. Hello, Mira. You want to answer that in replacement for your dad?
It will likely be Kunha or either one of Kunha or Rice, and likely be Kunha.
Okay. It'll be likely Kunha. Okay. Thanks, Ashfaq. Okay, next one who's coming in. Frimpong start korbe. Parvez, over to you with this one.
ফ্রিম্পং লাস্ট ম্যাচে আসলে যখন নামছিল মাঠে, ইসাক আউট হওয়ার পরে সে আসছিল, এবং ইসাক আউট হওয়ার পরে সেও অবশ্য একদম শেষের দিকে আউট, মানে ইনজুরি হয়ে বের হয়ে গেছে। তো আমার কাছে তার ইনজুরি আপডেটটা নেই, বাট ইনজুরি ইয়াতে আমি কিন্তু ইনজুরি লিস্টের মধ্যে আসলে ফ্রিম্পংকে আমি দেখতেছি না। সো আমার মনে হয় যে আসলে এই মুহূর্তে ওই পজিশন, ওই মুহূর্তে রাইট। তো দ্যাটস আমি যেহেতু ইনজুরি লিস্টের মধ্যে দেখতেছি না, আমার মনে হয় যে সে ফিট, এন্ড আই হোপ যে আমরা যে জোনাল উইকনেসের মধ্যে কিয়েসাকে ওই জায়গাটাতে প্রেফার করছিলাম, আই হোপ যে ওখানে হয়তো বা ফ্রিম্পং খেলবে ওই জায়গাটাতে। তো ফ্রিম্পং একটা ভালো শাউট হইতে পারে উলসের সাথে।
স্লটের আসলে ডাচ প্লেয়ারদের ফেটিশ আছে, তো আমার মনে হয় ফ্রিম্পং স্টার্ট করবে নেক্সট ম্যাচ।
রাইট।
এবং স্লটের এবং কিয়েসার এগেইনস্ট হি হ্যাজ সামথিং, so he will try his best not to start Kiesa, but Frimpong যদি ফ্রি হিটে হয়, ফ্রিম্পং খুবই আমার মনে হয় বেস্ট, খুবই গুড শট।
বাট রাইট, আমি ওইটাই বলতেছিলাম যে লং টার্মের জন্য হয়তো লং টার্ম না চিন্তা করব না, বাট এই উইকে একটা চান্স দিতে পারে।
Thanks for the contribution, Saif, as well. Being a Liverpool fan, I think that adds a lot of value, to be honest. Okay, moving on to the next question, which is again, play VDV or Coyote? Over to you, Ashfaq.
This is mine. Okay. VDV. Who does VDV play?
Palace.
Play VDV.
Okay. Then comes the next one. Saif, over to you with this next question. Where is it? Right? Parvez? Here it is. 8 matche 23 goals concede kora Bournemouth against ki Thiago chance deserve kore. I think the question has fallen into the right hand. Over to you, Saif.
I think Bournemouth versus Brentford matche দুই টিমই স্কোর করবে, But Bournemouth যদিও goal concede করছে, I think they will get better now. I think Senesi missing out was reason for the 4 goals they conceded against, I think, United. But Senesi played that match, right? Now Senesi missed out that match. So anyway, I think it will be a game where I think the result will be 1-1 or 2-2. So Thiago, I think if you don't have a straight path to Ekitike without a hit, I think you can keep Thiago because Bournemouth যেটা বললাম যে এই ম্যাচে I think both team will score. But then again, I think Brentford last match 2 goal করছে, but Thiago was not involved. So I think you can give him one last chance in this match. But if he fails to deliver against Bournemouth, I think he should go until we get Dango back at least.
Okay. Thanks, Saif. Thanks for that. Okay. I mean, 9. Can we change this one now? Okay. Here it is. Wilsoner update key. Okay. Sorry, Parvez, what happened? Did you mean we answer Thiago or Volte?
No. এটা কোশ্চেন আসছে, এটা চেঞ্জ হয়ে গেছিল আর কি। ওকে, থিয়াগো অর আলটিমেট থেকে একিটেকে আমার কাছে মনে হয় যে থিয়াগো চপিং লিস্টে আগায় থাকবে বিকজ অফ আলটিমেটের যদি মিনিট কনসার্ন একটা কনসার্ন, বাট আমি যদি দেখি যে নেক্সট 4টা ফিকচারে কিন্তু আসলে লিকি লুজার্স 3 জন আছে। উলভস, লিডস, না সরি, নিউক্যাসলের নেক্সট হলো এটা ম্যানচেস্টার ইউনাইটেড, এন্ড দেন বার্নলে, এন্ড দেন আফটার ক্রিস্টাল প্যালেস হলো লিডস এন্ড উলভস। সো যদি নেক্সট 5টা ফিকচার দেখা যায় এই গেমিং থেকে, তাহলে 3বার তারা লিকি লুজারদেরকে পাবে। সো দ্যাটস ওয়াই আমি আসলে আলটিমেটাকে এখানে সেল করব না, থিয়াগোকে সেল করব।
Okay, Ashfaq, sorry, but you've been eating. I've noticed that you've been eating a lot since the
I'm not
pod
eating a
started. I
lot.
don't know.
My daughter
Yeah,
is playing. I'm trying to keep an eye on her.
No, but yeah, that's okay. Now you're keeping an eye on your daughter, but I think I've seen you eating a lot during the podcast, and I think everybody bears witness to that as well. So I'm also going to take the liberty to also eat actually in front of you, Ashfaq, because you didn't offer me a roll. So I'm decided, like, I'll eat and not offer you as well. But I know before you
usually eat chips. That is what you do.
Yeah, but before you kind of blame me, like, just because you're on top and you're eating right now in front of us, what sort of a behavior is this? I just wanted to make my position very clear. So this is nothing to do with our league position, by the way, Ashfaq. Yeah, nothing to do, nothing. Yeah, just wanted to make that clear. Okay, next question. Over to you.
Iqbal Hossain bhai, I believe you by this question you mean Harry Wilson. He took a bad knock at the end of last game against Nottingham Forest. I believe he was at the end of a rough challenge by Neco Williams, but Marco Silva has since said he should be okay. You'll find more confirmation on probably the injury update tomorrow, but the press conference tomorrow. But I believe he should be okay.
Okay, he should be okay means he should be okay. Thanks, Ashfaq. Sorry. Okay, next one is this one from Beg your pardon?
Now that was intentional.
Saif, over to you. No comments. That one.
So, I think Bhai is just an extension to the last question. Which one to go from to which one to take out to bring in Ekitike? I think, as I said earlier, if you have a straight path to Ekitike, it's definitely sell Thiago for Ekitike.
Thanks, Saif. Who's this with the banging noise? Did you get the banging noise just now? I got a banging noise. Like as if somebody's like doom, doom, doom. Anybody got it?
That was your teeth crunching snacks.
No comments again. If I open my mouth, I'm going to be in trouble, as Mourinho said. Okay, no comments.
Comparing yourself to Mourinho is the highest level of arrogance that you can give. You can have.
Again, no comments. If I speak, I'll be in trouble. Okay. Parvez, over to you with the next one.
উইলসন ফিটের ব্যাপারটা যেটা আসলে একটু আগেও যেটা সাইফ বললো না সরি আশফাক যেটা বললো আমিও ওইটুকুনি আমার কাছে আপডেট আছে সো প্রেস কনফারেন্স পর্যন্ত ওয়েট করেন বাট আমার কাছে মনে হয় যে ও ফিট টু প্লে এইরকমই হবে মানে প্রথম দেখাতে যেটা আর কি দিছে সেটা হলো এখন পর্যন্ত সিরিয়াস কিছু না সো আই হোপ যে সে ফিট টু প্লে বাট কালকে প্রেস কনফারেন্সে এটা ক্লিয়ার হবে আরো
Okay, this one is interesting. Over to you, Ashfaq.
I need is Callum Bradley injured?
He is close to full fitness now.
Okay,
but Frimpong won't be playing right back. Frimpong won't be playing right back anyway.
Right. I'd probably buy Frimpong. I believe that he's a much more attacking threat than Keane, and since you're determined to take a minus hit, I would play Frimpong because I also think he might be a good differential for you as well. And in your bench boost team or free hit team, or when you are playing, such chips, I believe there should be a few differentials in your team, and I think Frimpong matches that criteria.
Okay, thanks, Ashfaq. Okay, next one is from John Wick. Good to see you, brother. I think we did this already, but should we take this question and discuss it again?
না আমার মনে হয় যে আপনার টাইম স্ট্যাম্প করা থাকবে এটা সমস্যা নেই আমরা ওখানে দেখতে পারবে আর কি টাইম স্ট্যাম্প
Okay, John Wick, brother, just that you know, we already discussed this particular team that you see on the screen right now, and we also provided our comments. So it's not like Parvez only discussed it and we didn't say anything and we just wholeheartedly agreed with it. We gave our critical feedback, myself, as Saif, as well as Ashfaq, where we did it. It'll be timestamped on YouTube, and so please do have a look at that particular section. And yeah, I think you'll get a complete comprehensive understanding of what we think about this free hit team, or whether it's a good team or a bad team. Yeah, thanks. Let's bring the next question then, and then we can give this to Saif. Over to you, Saif, with this question from John Wick.
I think you can hold Thiago, but keep in mind, if you since Ekiteke is likely to rise again in price, if you can afford him even after the price rise, then I think you can keep Thiago. But if it's like that, with his price rise, you will not be able to bring him in without a hit in the next game week. I think it's better to take the hit right away. Hope I made myself clear.
Yeah, you did. Parvez, before you bring the question, thanks for that. I just want to remind everybody again that we are going to have a get-together next week on Thursday at around 6:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. at Chef's Table, Gulshan 1, not Gulshan 2, please. So do not go to Gulshan 2 Chef's Table and look for us. We will not be there. If you are coming, please register and pay 400 taka so that we can at least block your slot and order your food accordingly. And yeah, what would we do for 2 hours? We can have a lovely chat, and if you want to know us personally and ask us questions directly, we will have something similar like this without the presentations, and we'll speak our mind, and of course it'll be more of a free banter and free flowing conversation about FPL and everything that you want to know us. So yeah, after all these online interactions and knowing you all by names online, it would be good to put some faces on the names itself. So we look forward to welcoming you. We 5 of us will be there Yeah. So I hope everybody will join us as well. See you at 6:30. And of course, please do register so that we can book your slot, and we can also arrange, organize, and order food for you as well. If you don't, then you might have to sit far away somewhere else where you might not be able to really interact much with us. So that would be an issue. So that's why we want you to register, because it allows us to make the arrangements properly. Yeah. Thank you. Right. Okay. Let's go to the next question, Parviz. And I would just say this one is coming from Mehdi Hassan, brother. Thanks for this one. Good to hear. And yeah, I'm glad that I'm back, and I would like to be back on a regular basis, but due to professional and other commitments currently that I'm going through, it's a bit difficult for me. But yeah, I appreciate all the support that comes in, and I appreciate all the love and affection that you guys show. So really appreciate it. Thank you so much for that. Yeah. Next one, Parvez. Fahim Shahriar, good to see you, brother. This one will go to Parvez.
Yeah. এই জায়গাটাতে ব্রুনো টু সাকা আর পালমার এই যে জায়গাতে টার্গেট করছে, যদিও পালমারে আজকে যে প্রেস কনফারেন্সটা গতকালকে ছিল ওইটাতে একটা জানা গেছে যে সে 90 মিনিটের জন্য অ্যাভেলেবেল এখন থেকে। বাট আমি ইকিটিকে এখানে টার্গেট করব, আর সাকা যেহেতু ওই অপশন আছে ব্রুনো টু সাকা, সো আমি ব্রুনো টু সাকার জায়গায় আমি রাইসকে দিয়েও এটা করতে পারবো। সো দ্যাটস ওয়াই আমি আসলে ওয়েলব্যাক টু ইকিটিকে এন্ড ব্রুনো টু রাইস এই ট্রান্সফারটাতে যাবো। সো সাকা বা পালমারের দিকে এই মুহূর্তে আমি হয়তো বা যাবো না, ইকিটিকে টার্গেট করার জন্য।
Thanks, Parvez. Thanks for this one. Next question. Let's see. Who's it? Iqbal Hussain. Good to see you, brother, again and again. And oh, sorry. Over to you, Ashfaq, with this one.
This is a comment.
Oh, no. This is a comment. This is a comment. Sorry. Yeah. You don't need food. That's fine. But do register then. Please do register so that we can allot your seat.
Also, আর কি আমি পারভেজ ভাই না থাকলেও চলবে, নাদিম ভাই থাকলেও চলবে, কারণ মানে নাদিম ভাই speaks so much that he can speak for all of us.
No, I need Parvez, and I need a Saif as well, and I need Pranay too. I mean, a lot of our audience don't know Pranay so much, right? So I need all of you, and of course, Ashfaq. How can I forget you? Without you, I'll feel a bit lonely, because I'm not going to pick a fight out with FPL and show off and do everything with Saif, right? I cannot do that with Parvez either. People will bash the shit out of me, man. They're like, apni guru data bossel loge apni kar loge sila kortechen. What are you doing? Yeah, I don't want to embarrass myself. So I need you, Ashfaq. I really definitely need you. Otherwise, jamega nahi yaar. Jamega nahi. Maja nahi aayega. And I just hope that, next week, by the time we have this get together, I'm still on top of you. So yeah, it just adds icing to the cake. Yeah. Saif might overtake me in that meantime, but it's okay. I'm okay. I'm not in competition.
You should make a poster of the league position, probably or something like that, so it does not go away.
Yeah, what I would do is probably I'll just make a screenshot and print it out in a color printer, and then hand it over to people who will be attending over there, just that they know that, this is what the situation is. This is why Nadim Bhai is kind of, behind Ashfaq Bhai all the time. And, people get to understand a little bit. It's okay. But nothing to do with Saif, and nothing to do with, what you call it, Parvez. It's only to with you. So I need you. I don't care if Saif is not joining. I don't care, really. I don't care. I need you, brother. Without you, I will be feeling very lonely. Because with Saif, I'm not picking up a fight. With Parvez, no way. People will bash the shit out of me, and they'll just walk away. Because Ghono is gone crazy. They have gone crazy. Yeah. It's okay. But anyway, no, jokes aside, all of us will be there, inshallah. Yeah, all of us will be there. So thanks. And yeah, let's see this one. Good to see you all. And sorry, Nadim Bhai, again, not active. I know, I understand. It's okay, Shujan. But I hope to see you in the get together. And if you are joining, please do register, and of course pay the 400 taka registration fee that we are requesting everybody to participate. So that we can make the arrangements accordingly, and I hope to see you as well. And we kept it on a weekend and during the break, so that all of us can have time and go back home and still sleep and relax on Friday as well. Yeah, so the timing should be very appropriate. It's particularly selected to make sure many people can attend from different parts of the country. Okay, thanks. Let's move on to the next one. Over to you, Saif.
Chris Richards and Dewsbury Hall, hold or sell. I think if I had those players, I would look to sell. Problem is you cannot really go. You don't have really that many options if you want to sell KDH. Richards too, I think you can go for someone like Michael Keane. And for if you want to sell KDH and you don't have fund in the bank, I think you can target two newly promoted team players like Stack and Leffy. I think Stack is I think 4.8 and Leffy is I think 4.9. So both of them are really playing well. I think they are in the top 5 in terms of chances created in the last few matches. And I think both of them are almost rotation proof whenever they're fit. So you can take your pick from these two if you don't have any fund in the bank and or don't want to spend more than 5 million.
Right, audience. Thanks, Saif. Thanks for this. And audience, just I don't know how many people are you guys going to come and join, and whether you like the event or you don't like the event. I don't know how you're going to react to everything, but I just want to thank Saif for doing all the hard work and trying to identify the place and the location and the food and everything that's been looked after by Saif. So thanks so much for all that, Saif. Really appreciate it very much, brother. Without your support, I don't. Like I said, I don't care about what others are going to say about it. But I think the headhunting and identification and whatever he's done, we have the posters and we have the name in it. We were able to do that is because he did it. I told you actually, Ashfaq, as well, but Ashfaq, you kind of decided like, okay, this time I'm not taking the responsibility. I always tend to do it. So Ashfaq, thanks for all the support that you've given us as well over the other get-togethers that when we 5 of us tried to meet. So thanks for that as well. This time you didn't do much, so I'm not going to hold you accountable for that. Yeah, and we never held you accountable for the food that was not good, by the way. Yeah. We never said anything to you, so we're not going to say anything to Saif either.
There were no complaints about food anytime.
Well, let's have that conversation after the show is over. I think Parvez has a few remarks about it. Okay? And Pranay too. And Pranay is not here. So anyway, just joking. No, just joking. Let's get back to the comments again. But Saif, thank you again, and Ashfaq, thanks. And all of us will be able to meet
that is all
of you who's joining. Yeah, all of you who's joining
to my office, so it's nothing really.
Yeah, but still closest to my office as well. Just 1 minute walk is Chef's Table in Gulshan 2, and I never bothered to do that. Sorry. So it's easy to say, it's closest to me and it's very convenient, but sometimes we just forget about all the work that is being done. Yeah, and that brings me to another point, to all the community members who are providing us the support. Thank you so much. Keep those content coming. Really appreciate it, and I'm sure you will see that how much we really appreciate everything that you're doing behind the scene. Ashraful Arifin Bhai in particular, and Ariful Shakir and others as well, Hamim Nur Nahin included, but also Tanzilur Rahman and Tawhidul Islam and everybody that's working, Pothik and everyone. So thanks for that, all the support that you guys are giving. I know it's a long list and I don't have all the names on top of my head, but you know who you are, and I just want to say thank you. And I hope to see you all over there, right? Okay, let's move on to the next question, which is Parvez's turn. So over to you, Parvez.
রাইট, এখানে আসলে দুইজন প্লেয়ারকে মেনশন করা হয়েছে, যে বার্ন এবং রিচার্ডস, তাদের রিপ্লেসমেন্ট। তো লং টার্মের জন্য আমার কাছে মনে হয় যে মাইকেল কিয়ানে একটা ভালো অপশন। মাইকেল কিয়ানে আমার কাছে এই মুহূর্তে মনে হয় যে এদের মধ্যে একজন, এভারটনের ডিফেন্স আমার লাগবে, শুধু মাইকেল কিয়ানেই আমার ওর দিকেই নজর থাকবে। এন্ড দেন ম্যাথুস নুনেস, হ্যাঁ, মাইকেল কিন, এন্ড দেন ম্যাথুস নুনেস, ব্যালার্ড এন্ড সেনেসি, এদের মধ্য থেকে আমি লং টার্মের জন্য এদের মধ্য থেকে যদি একজনকে পিক করি তাহলে হয়তোবা এটা ম্যাথুস নুনেস হবে, বিকজ অফ সিটি এই মুহূর্তে ম্যাথুস নুনেসের ডবল ডিজিটও কিন্তু ভালো। আমার কাছে মনে হচ্ছে যে সে আসলেই ভালো খেলতেছে এই সিজনে এবং রেগুলার বেসিসে খেলতেছে। এছাড়াও এর বাইরে আমার একটা প্লেয়ারের কথা আমি মেনশন করবো, যাকে আমি কালকে নাদিমকেও বলছি। সো অ্যানাদার ওয়ান ইজ ডালো। সো ডালোকে আপনি লং টার্মের বা ইয়ার জন্য দিতে পারেন, বিকজ অফ ডালো প্লেইং লাইক এ মিডফিল্ডার। যেহেতু ওখানে আমাদের জায়গায় খেলতেছে, সো ডালো ইজ এ ভেরি গুড অপশন। তো অ্যানাদার ওয়ান প্লেয়ার যেটা আপনাকে মেনশন করবো, ডালো
নাদিম ভাই,
কিন্তু আসলে
ঠিক শুনলাম নাদিম ভাই।
Okay, let him finish. Let him finish. Ashfaq, I'll come back to you.
অ্যান্ড দেন আনাদার ওয়ান আমার কাছে আরেকটা প্লেয়ার, যেহেতু আপনি যদি বার্নকে যেহেতু সেল করতেছেন, আমার যদি বাজেট হয় তাহলে লুইস হল একটা অপশন হইতে পারে, যার ক্ষেত্রে আপনি পান্ট হিসেবে, আমি এই দুই প্লেয়ারটা কিন্তু পান্ট হিসেবে মাইকেল কিয়ানেকে আমি অবশ্যই বলবো যে মাইকেল কিয়ান অবভিয়াসলি একটা অপশন। আর আরেকটা স্লটের জন্য আমি ডালট অথবা লুইস হল, যদি আপনার সম্ভব হয়, এই দুইটা প্লেয়ারকে পান্ট নিতে পারেন, বিকজ অফ তারা নেক্সট ফিকচার গুলো আসলে লিকি লুজার্সদের সাথে খেলবে। ক্লিন শিট অ্যান্ড অ্যাটাকিং রিটার্ন এই দুজনের কাছ থেকে আপনি পেতে পারেন। আমি হয়তোবা সিটি ইউনাইটেডের কাছে ক্লিন শিট এক্সপেক্ট করবো না, বাট নিউক্যাসলের কাছে হয়তোবা লুইস হলের কাছে এটা এক্সপেক্ট করবো, বাট ডালটের কাছে আমি অ্যাটাকিং রিটার্ন পাইতে পারি। সো দ্যাটস ওয়াই আমি এই দুজনের বাইরে আর কি, এই লিস্টের বাইরে প্লেয়ারকে দুইজন থেকে সাজেস্ট করলাম।
Thanks, Parvez. Thanks. Ashfaq, you were saying something, so I'll bring you on the screen. Over to you.
Well, I'm not, in a position or something to recommend United defenders at the moment. And like I mentioned, that Newcastle has an extremely good record over the past 6 games. I think they have won 5 out of the last 6 games against United. And United's defense, although offensively they are doing good, I would urge caution on their defense. In fact, Dalot is not. It's a separate topic altogether, but Dalot is not, adored by the United fans whatsoever. They believe that Dalot is the weakest link in the United defense by many fans, United fans. So he's not a popular pick by any means. But nevertheless, Pravez Bhai's analysis has its merits. Although he has defensive shortcomings, attackingly he still looks a good player. But nevertheless, I believe in theory it's a tough opponent for United as well. So I would urge caution on that, and it should not be a priority transfer for you taking Dalot. It should be a differential option if you're going to consider.
What's the alternative
Saif,
to Dalot and Dorgu? Do you have any alternative?
Saif,
I don't.
no, we don't have right now. I mean, there are two of them
No, Dalot will
academic
play.
players.
Dalot will definitely play. We don't have an alternative right back at the moment. Dalot will definitely play. Diallo isn't there. Mazraoui isn't there. Dalot will definitely play, but he's not a very popular pick. United fan
if you want to go for a United defense the differential, I think I prefer Dorgu. I think he is much more attacking than Dalot, and also cheaper. I think he's only 4.1.
Well, this conversation is as striking as the conversation that I had last night with Parvez, and the moment Parvez said it to me. So this is how it goes. I'm giving you a full transcript of how the conversation went, although I'm not going to make it very long. But I was looking for a defender, and he said like Dalo, and I was like, "Abhi dimag chhad gaya kya tera?" And the background of it is like this. There's a background to it as to why I said that. Not because he suggested Dalo, is because he was telling me he had some issues with the data. He's been working the whole day with data, and he was trying to make tables and do zonal and stuff, and he was struggling. So he was like, matha kaজ করতেছে না ঠিকমতো, আমি নাম্বার উল্টা পুল্টা দেখতেছি, যাই হোক মাথা একদম পুরো ব্রেন হ্যাং হয়ে গেছে. And I was like, okay, that's fine. And then I wanted to shift that conversation from content creation to team focus. And when I told him, like, give me a defense, and he said Dalo, and I was like, dimag chhad gaya tera. Kasam se. That's how I reacted. And then he said something that was like, now that has its merits. And he said, you got to forget about the fact that Dalo is a defender. If you're looking for a clean sheet, I wouldn't recommend Dalo. If you're looking for some DEFCON points, I wouldn't recommend Dalo. I wouldn't recommend any United defense. The only reason why I would recommend Dalo is more from the attacking threat point of view. And I was like, what makes you think? And he gave me some numbers, which I don't have it on top of my head, but he pointed out couple of instances which I remember, and that is exactly what caught my attention too, which was in the last 2 matches, he was cutting in from the right side and then trying to take a shot from the left foot. And of course, he's a mismaster, which is okay. But the fact that he's playing outside the D boxes and positioning himself around that position, I think that's what caught Parvez's attention. That's what caught my attention. So yeah, it has its merits and it has its demerits. But again, if Dalo does well, Parvez gets the credit. But until then, we can all start to have a little bit of, like scratch our ears like Ashfaq was doing. Like, ye maine kya suna? Ye maine kya suna? That's okay. Yeah, that's okay. Okay, let's bring the next question up. Yeah. And this one is Ariful Shakir. So over to you, Ashfaq, with this one.
Like Saif mentioned, I think ADTK is about sorry, having some difficulty
No
with
worries.
my.
No worries. No worries.
You can see me now.
Yeah. We can see you. Yeah.
Okay, so
We can.
I'm having so I think ADTK is about as a must-have as it can get. I believe that he should be a priority transfer in terms of Liverpool assets. He can also, I believe, should target one of the center backs. If you can afford Virgil van Dijk, then definitely him. And if you can afford Van Dijk, I believe Konate is a very, very good alternative as well.
Konate is a doubt.
What is a doubt? Okay.
Okay, Konate is a doubt, which is good to know. Thanks for that heads up, because I had no clue. I was thinking of trying to get even.
He missed training. I think he missed training, so that's why it's rumored that he might be unfit. We don't have any fit centre back alongside Virgil, so we might see Gravenberch playing centre back.
Okay. Thanks for that, Saif, because I was thinking of Konate as well in my team as a replacement for Esteve, because I think Liverpool defense is slowly starting to shape up a little bit. And given the kind of fixtures that they have, maybe, just hop in, hop off strategy that I'm using. I was thinking of him as well. But anyway, thanks for that. Next one is, okay, finally a get together. Yes, I hope you're joining us there. Let's get there. Let's get to the next question. What is this here? Bloody hell, what is this? Okay. Am I muted or am I?
Yes, you should speak louder. You're muted.
Am I muted?
No, you are okay.
Yes, you are muted. Speak louder.
Just because he's from a long distance, he's in Old Trafford, cannot really hear you. But you are okay in Bangladesh.
No, yeah. When someone gets older, he gets, less hearing or has problems in his ears.
Our hearing is okay, so he doesn't need to scream.
He should speak louder. He should speak louder.
Ashfaq, thanks for that prank. You know why I'm confused? Because this question is entirely covering my screen here, down there. And my screen has shrinked for some reason. And then this question has appeared, and now I cannot basically see most of the things here. I don't know how you're getting to see the screen outside. Yeah, but for me, it's completely blank with Shujon's question all over it. Even Nick Pope is appearing to be this big, yeah, in my entire screen. So you can understand. So I'm not sure if I was muted or not. And then you started to say that, and I really thought I was muted. And then I was trying to mute, and then I saw like I just unmuted myself. I muted myself, and I was like, okay, here we go. He's pulling my leg, and then Saif clarified with the Manchester United and Bangladeshi reference. Thanks, Ashfaq. That was a good one. I fell for it. You took advantage of. I don't want to get into a gender discussion. No. I wanted to make a very particular comment, but I don't think so. It's appropriate for live audiences. Yeah. Anyway, next question. This goes to Saif, you, right?
This goes
Yeah.
to me. Yeah. So basically, Shuton is playing his bench boost. So I think there is some doubt regarding Pope. So I think he is fit now, and if he is fit, I think Ramsdale will be on the bench and Pope will start. So just keep an eye on the team news, and if there is any news that Pope is still a doubt, I think a bench boost. You should you might make a goalkeeper transfer, but I think you can hold off the bench boost for game week 19 in that case. So if he is fit, it's okay. So defense is Cash, 𝐁𝐲𝐞, 𝐁𝐻𝐴, Anderson, Chalobah. I think all are fit to go, even though 𝐁𝐲𝐞 missed the last match, I think. 𝐁𝐲, Foden, Rice, Rogers, Stack, Haaland, 𝐁𝐻𝐴, ultimate. So your attack is really nicely set up. The only issue is the defense. Issue is only with 𝐁𝐲𝐞, basically because he missed the last match and also the fixture is not that great. Arsenal away. So if you want to transfer him out, I think you can go for someone like Michael Keane. He's also a long-term option. So in that case, I think it will make your bench boost a bit stronger. So if I were in your position, I think I would make this transfer, even though their next two features are okay. I think even then, for over the next 4 or 5 game weeks, I think it's a transfer that will work out in your favor. 𝐁𝐲𝐞 to Michael Keane. Other than that, just keep an eye out for Pope news if you can get any. I think the team looks great anyway.
Okay, thanks, Saif. Parvez, next question, and over to you, of course.
Who is Liverpool's second centre back? Gomez is not available.
That's why I said Gravenberch will play if Konate is out. We don't have a fourth centre back. We went for Guhi, but we could not buy him.
Okay.
Unfortunate. Dukho amar. Next question, Parvez, over to you.
Yeah, thank you, Sharaf Jubair bhai. So, walaikum assalam first of all. And then the চিপ বাজার মাইলিকে নিয়ে আপনি যেটা জানতেছেন, মাইলি আসলে যদিও লাস্ট 5টা ম্যাচে সে স্টার্ট 4টাতে স্টার্ট করছে, একটাতে স্টার্ট করে নাই, বেঞ্চ থেকে আসছে, বাট অ্যাটাকিং রিটার্ন তার কাছে খুব বেশি পাবেন না। হঠাৎ করে হয়তোবা যেটা গেমিং 15 দিয়ে দিছিল, দিয়ে দিছিল, সেই জায়গাতে 15 পয়েন্ট দিছিল এবং লাস্ট 5 ম্যাচের মধ্যে যদি দেখা যেত 2বার সে ডেপকন দিছে। এইরকম হ্যাকটিক সময়ে আসলে এই চিপ বাজেটে আসলে মাইলি ইজ এ ভেরি গুড অপশন আমার কাছে মনে হয়েছে, যে চিপ বাজেটে মাইলির মতন এই মুহূর্তে সেরকম রেগুলার বেসিসে কেউ খেলতেছেও না। তো চিপ বাজেট হিসেবে মাইলি, নিউক্যাসলের ফিকচারও ভালো, যে কোনো ভাবে আসলে ওখানে প্লেয়ারকে বসানো সম্ভব। আর মাইলি যদি থাকে তাহলে অবভিয়াসলি একটা চিপ বাজেট অ্যানাবেল আমার কাছে মনে হয়।
পুরো টুইস্ট মারি দিল। প্রথমে যেমন বলতেছিলাম, মনে করতে মাইলি খুব বাজে অপশন বলবে, লাস্ট মুহূর্তে দেখি টোন চেঞ্জ করে ফেললো।
মাইলির খেলা আমার কাছে সে খুবই একদম, ওর চেহারাটা দেখলেই আর কি একটা মানে দেখলেই বোঝা যায় যে খুব বাচ্চা ছেলে এবং সে খুব ভালো খেলতেছে, এইটা হলো বড় ব্যাপার। আর যেহেতু এই হ্যাকটিক সময়ে আসলে যে কোনো সময় যেহেতু ব্যাকে খেলতেছে, কিন্তু আসলে রাইট। আর আরেকটা জিনিস হলো যে এই সময় কিন্তু আসলে রোটেশন হবে অনেক, এই তো ওর মতন একটা এনার্জেটিক প্লেয়ারকে সবসময় ওরা চাবে যে ও হয়তো বা খেলে, বাট ওর কাছে বেশি এক্সপেক্ট করিবেন না, এটাই হলো ব্যাপার, যে এক্সপেক্ট করার কিছু নাই যে বিগ কোনো শট দিবে এটাই। বাট ডিপকন লাস্ট 5 ম্যাচে 2বার দিছে সে, এটা একটা ভালো জিনিস। 4 মিলিয়ন একটা প্লেয়ার, 4 পয়েন্ট সামথিং, এরকম ভালো পারফরমেন্স আমার কাছে মনে হয় যে খুব কম জনই দিচ্ছে। পয়েন্ট পার রিটার্ন, পয়েন্ট পার ভ্যালু আর কি তার ভালো।
Okay, let's move on to the next one. Sadman Saqib, congratulations again, brother. Sorry. Wait. Yeah, congratulations again, Kabbo, for winning it this week. You'll get your money soon, probably by tomorrow or day after tomorrow, after Parvez becomes free, and he'll be cashed to you, of course. But yeah, well done. This question goes to
Congratulations, Cabo Bhai. Thiago 𝐁𝐲𝐞 like Sadba mentioned, and we also agree. I think ATTK is about a must-have as it can get. So if you can afford ATTK without selling Thiago, then I would say go for it. But if you need to sell Thiago to take ATTK, I would also say go for it.
Thanks, Ashfaq. I was actually planning to do that. So you know my move now, which one I'm doing.
Keep Thiago
Thanks
and
for that.
bring ATTK.
Yes, I'm going to do that because Ashfaq said it to do it, and I'm sure ATTK is going to blank, and then Ashfaq is going to stick with Thiago because now Nadim Bhai has moved away from Thiago, so Thiago is going to get back to scoring, and Ashfaq will then be able to catch up with me, which is a good strategy, right? Okay. There you go. And I think this is the last question that we have at 12:05, right? No. There's two more questions that came in at 12:05, which is the last time zone. So after that, we'll be getting into the short. Again, who's there? See, you hear the noise? No thumping noise you are getting?
No.
जो भी कर रहा है यार मेरे से बहुत मजा ले रहा है यार हंस रहा है तुम लोग ओके चलो मजा ले लो बेटा okay here it is Saif over to you
Before answering the question, Nadim Bhai, I also have one. You can see in the screen.
Seriously, this is I'm in a terrible condition. I swear on God. It's been distracting me like shit, and there's just two mosquitoes that I'm seeing who's constantly coming around, and even though I have a headphone, I can literally hear the buzzing noise, and I'm like, oh, bloody, my life, yes, like seriously, thanks, Sai, for the support. Otherwise, I was about to switch off my screen, and it looked odd because I'm feeling pretty odd, to be honest. But anyway, over to you. परवेज तेरा भी शक्ल दिखा और बैट दिखा
আমার হলে এমন ঠান্ডা পড়ছে যে মশা টশা সব পালাইছে মশাও এখানে কাইতে গেছে
মশা আসতে গিয়া
মশার রক্ত জমে গেছে আর কি মশা রক্ত সহ
ঢাকাতেও কমছে মশা ঠান্ডার জন্য এক দুইটা মশা আছে
এইটাই
আচ্ছা এনিওয়ে গোইং ব্যাক টু দ্য কোশ্চেন
আগামী নির্বাচনে ঘন ফুটবলকে ভোট দিন ব্যাট মার্কায় ব্যাট মার্কা right okay thanks over to you Saif
okay so going for free hit Donnarumma Calafiori VVD Kim Saka Foden Wirtz Grealish Wilson Haaland Ekitike সেখানে কি নাই ফরেন হালান্ড ডোনারুমা তিনটা সিটি সাকা আছে ক্যালাফিওরি আছে গ্রিলিশ আর উইলসন আছে আই থিঙ্ক এখানে আমি যেটা করতাম ডোনারুমার জায়গায় আপনি পিকফোর্ড নেন ডাবল এটা এভারটন ডিফেন্স এটা গুড ডিফারেন্সিয়াল হবে আর ক্যালাফিওরির জায়গায় যদি ফান থাকে আই উইল টেক টিম্বার বিকজ লাস্ট 2-3টা ম্যাচেও ভেরি অ্যাডভান্স ছিল ইনক্লুডিং দ্য ক্যারাবাও কাপ ফিক্সচার ওয়াজ রিয়েলি অ্যাডভান্সড সো আই থিঙ্ক হি মাইট গেট সাম অ্যাটাকিং রিটার্নস আর ভার্জিলের জায়গায় যেহেতু ফ্রি হিট টিম এখানে আপনি ফ্রিম্পং নিতে পারেন কারণ ফ্রিম্পং মাইট প্লে রাইট উইং লাস্ট ম্যাচে কিন্তু নামার পর খুব ভালো খেলছে একটা অ্যাসিস্টও পাইছে সো ফ্রিম্পং একটা ইন্টারেস্টিং ডিফারেন্সিয়াল হতে পারে ফ্রি হিটে আর এখানে আমি যেটা বলতাম গ্রিলিশ হয়তো ওকে বাট এভারটন আসলে ফরওয়ার্ড লাইন ডেসিমেটেড কেডিএইচ ইনজুর্ড ইন্ডিয়া আফকন ডিউটিতে চলে গেছে তো ওদের মেইন দুইজন অ্যাটাকেরই নাই আর স্ট্রাইকারের খুব একটা ফর্ম নাই শুরু থেকে তো গ্রিলিশ একা কতটুকু কি করতে পারবে শিওর না আর উইলসন এখানে গ্রিলিশ অথবা উইলসন যে কোনো একজনের জায়গায় আমি আসলে চ্যারকি নিতাম কারণ সিটি ট্রিপল অ্যাটাক ইজ মাচ বেটার আই থিঙ্ক অ্যান্ড ডোনারুমার জায়গায় যদি আপনি পিকফোর্ড নেন ওখানে কিন্তু তার একটা স্লট ওপেন হয়ে যাবে So, এই কয়টা আমার সাজেশন বাট এমনিতে the team you are playing is also okay. If you like it, you can go for it. Just এই দুই তিনটা আমি চেঞ্জ বললাম ওগুলো আপনি কনসিডার করতে পারেন
Thanks, Saif. Parvez, next question, and over to you with this one. Thanks for 𝐁𝐲𝐿 𝐁𝐵. Well done, brother. You're playing really good. Just breathing down my neck, to be honest. So, yeah, keep it up.
তো আপনার টিমে আমি যে জিনিসটা দেখতেছি যে আপনি আসলে ব্রুনো ফার্নান্ডেজকে বেঞ্চ করে সামনের দিকে চিন্তা করতেছেন যে এই জায়গাটাতে, সেই ক্ষেত্রে আমি বলবো যে তার প্রাইস ড্রপ হইতে পারে, বাট এটা একটা গুড স্ট্র্যাটেজি, বিকজ আপনি একটা এমন পজিশনে আছেন যে জায়গাটাতে আসলে এই টিম নিয়েও আগানো যায়। যেমন ইকিটিকে হ্যালান্ড আপনার টিমে আছে, এবং থিয়াগোর উপরে আপনি একটা আশা রেখে যাচ্ছেন। তো খারাপ একটা অপশন না, আপনি মাইনাস হিট বা সামথিং লাইক এরকম ফ্রি ট্রান্সফার গুলোকেও জমা রাখতেছেন। সো ৪ জন টিম্বার, অ্যান্ডারসন, ভার্গিল, গুই ৪ জনই ভালো। সো সাকা, ফর্ডেন, উইলসন যদি আপনার মিডফিল্ডে থেকে, তো থিয়াগো, তো 4-3-3 আপনার ইয়াতে যাচ্ছেন। খুব একটা খারাপ হবে না আমার কাছে মনে হয়। কারণ আপনার বেঞ্চে ব্রুনো ফার্নান্ডেজ ছাড়া বাকিরা তেমন না। বাট ব্রুনো ফার্নান্ডেজ থেকে আপনি ইজিলি সরতে পারেন যদি আপনার কাছে ফ্রি ট্রান্সফার এভেইলেবল থাকে ২টা বা ৩টা। সেক্ষেত্রে ব্রুনো ফার্নান্ডেজকে আসলে কুনহাকে রেডি করেন, অ্যান্ড দেন আপগ্রেড থিয়াগো টু সামওয়ান এলস। বাট এই মুহূর্তে আসলে আপনার টিমে ইকিটিকে যেহেতু আছে, তো দ্যাটস ওয়াই আমি বলবো যে হ্যাঁ, এটা আপনি হোল্ড করেও যাইতে পারেন। সো থিয়াগো থেকে আসলে আল্টিমেটে আমি হয়তোবা বলতাম, বাট আল্টিমেটের চান্স আছে যে বেঞ্চ হওয়ার বা এরকম সামথিং লাইক। তো দ্যাটস ওয়াই এই স্ট্র্যাটেজিও খারাপ হবে না। আপনার যে টিম আছে এই লাইন আপে আপনি আগায় যেতে পারেন।
Okay, I just now feel like Nicolas Cage right now. If you remember this movie called Face Off, I don't know how many of you have seen it. I think 4 of us did, Face Off, but the audience, I don't know if you're aware of this movie called Face Off by Nicolas Cage, and in that movie, yes. And in that movie, he has this very famous dialogue where he says like this, with his face long, and he's like, "Die!" And, just now I killed a mosquito, and I felt like that expression, like "die," like literally felt that one. I just managed to kill one. There is another one left, so I'll get back to that. Anyway, the show shall continue. Over to you with this one, Ashfaq.
I think you missed a question.
Did I? Oh, sorry. Okay. Yeah, here it is. Big one. Yes. Thanks, Ashfaq. Very honest of you.
Right. Alamin Chaudhary bhai, your team looks good. You have most of the players that I would probably take or would like to have. You have Haaland, Thiago, ATTK, Wilson, Semenyo, Foden, Rice, Calafiori, Keane, O'Reilly. I think this is a good team for you to play this week. Thiago is one small issue, or could be a small issue, like you mentioned, that Dominic Calvert-Lewin is someone who's on form, but I don't think Thiago is a priority sell, and I don't know if you have any free transfers left or not. But otherwise, I think this team looks in good shape. Best of luck. If you have not done any transfers, then I would not recommend any transfer at the moment. So good luck.
Okay, audience, I think that brings us to the end of this 12 minutes mark. So let's try and keep the next ones very quick and short as well. So guys, we have just crossed the long questions term period, sorry. So let's try and get the rest. There's still quite a lot of questions, but let's get them one word as quick as possible, okay? Over to you, Saif, with this one.
So I will go with one Everton defender. I am in Dorgu. I'm in Team Dorgu.
Okay.
So anyway, I would go for one Everton defender. I would go for the cheaper one in Michael Keane. And I think a Liverpool defense might be good for the next 3 game weeks because of the fixtures, but I'm not still convinced. You can go for Virgil. And then I think you cannot really go wrong with City defense because they have tightened up a bit. You can go with O'Reilly or Nunes. Both are showing good attacking potential. So these will be the 3 for me. And Arsenal, I think you have Arsenal coverage anyway, so no need to mention them.
Yeah, Yeah, I think so. All right, Parvez, over to you with this one from Ariful Shakir. And Ariful Shakir, thanks, brother, for all the support.
And thanks for the registration করার জন্য আসলে আমাদের ইয়াতে।
Yeah.
ওকে, সো বেস্ট 3 ফরওয়ার্ড ডেফিনিটলি হ্যালান্ড এখানে থাকবে। ইকিটিকে আমি রাখবো। সো হ্যালান্ড ইকিটিকে ডেফিনিটলি থাকবে। এন্ড দেন থার্ড ফরওয়ার্ড আমি যদি মনে করি যে এখানে আমি লিকি লুজার্সদেরকে টার্গেট করব, যদিও মিনিট কনসার্ন বাট আল্টিমেটলি আমার সিলেকশনে থার্ড ফরওয়ার্ড হিসেবে থাকবে। সো হ্যালান্ড ইকিটিকে উল্টিমাটা।
Okay, thanks, Parvez. Then next one is this one, free hit Kheltesi. Welcome FC Para Mohalla, FC Parvatur, FC Dhanmondi, and FC Gulshan. Okay, thanks, brother. And then this is the team. He just wants to know Kemon hoise Saif bhai. So Saif, I'll just give you the scope to tell him whether it's a good team or it's a bad team. That's all. He asked that much. He didn't ask which player to change and stuff. So stick to the question.
I think it's a good free team. Just one change. I will not go for Wilson. I will try to bring in 𝐁𝐲𝐿 here. Other than that, it's okay.
Okay. Parvez, next question, please. Okay, this is yours, Parvez. Then over to you.
What if free hit should I 2 স্ট্রাইকার 3 স্ট্রাইকার দুই জায়গায় এই দুইটা অ্যাপ্লাই করতে পারেন, বাট ডিসিএল কে নিলে আসলে 3 স্ট্রাইকার সেই ক্ষেত্রে ভালো হবে, যে যেখানে আসলে সাইফ অবশ্য বলতেছে যে যেহেতু উইলসন ইনজুড আমাদের ফ্রি হিট টিমে আসলে ওই জায়গাটাতে তিনজন ফরওয়ার্ডকে নিতে পারেন, লাইক হ্যালান্ড, ইকিটিকে এন্ড ডিসিএল। সো আমার কাছে মনে হয় না যে 5 জন মিডফিল্ডার মাস্ট হ্যাভ। সো 5 জন মিডফিল্ডার আমরা ওখানে 4 জনকে মেনশন করছিলাম। ওকে, দ্যাটস ওয়াই আমার মনে হয় যে ওকে আপনার যেটা আপনি দুইজন স্ট্রাইকার বা শুড আই গো টু স্ট্রাইকার বা 3 স্ট্রাইকার তিনজন দুইটাই হতে পারে। 5 জন মিডফিল্ডার নিয়েও আপনি খেলতে পারেন, এটাও আসলে খুব একটা খারাপ হবে না। বাট এটা আপনার যেটা মন বলতেছে সেটা
Parvez ভাই কুইক আনসারস Parvez ভাই।
ইয়েস আমি দেখতেছি যে আমি সবচেয়ে বেশি ট্রাবলে আমি আছি ব্রাদার। 2 ঘন্টা 18 মিনিট এন্ড দেন দ্য কনকনে ঠান্ডা। তো আপনারা হয়তো বা চিন্তাও করতে পারতেছেন না যে আমি কি কন্ডিশনের মধ্যে বসে আছি।
পাবেল ভাই ভিডিও অন করতে পারতেছ না কারণ ওইখানে তুষারপাত হয়ে চারদিকে সাদা হয়ে আছে।
না আমি আসি অন্য জায়গায় ঢুকে আছি। আমি হয়তো বা শেষের দিকে আবার বের হবো আর কি।
Okay, next one, Parvez. Ashfaq, you want to answer this one?
এই যে বড় কোশ্চেন আমি ওই জন্য নিয়ে আসতেছি না, এই জন্য
শামীম ওসমানের ডায়ালগ খেলা হবে।
Okay, good. 3 defenders name for this game week. I think we answered this one, but still, Ashfaq, go ahead.
Virgil van Dijk, O'Reilly, and Tarkowski.
Very old school, Ashfaq. Very old school. Okay. Go on. Saif.
I am team Saka. Saka over Palmer, definitely.
Okay. Wilson update, Parvez?
Might play, might not play. So, press conference দেখেন তারপর ডিসাইড করেন।
Good update.
Thanks for the chipping in, Saif. Thanks for the chipping in. Ashfaq, over to you with this one.
Welbeck has returned to training, but I'm not sure he's fit enough to play. Again, look for the press conference tomorrow to get an update. But he's back in training.
Okay, back to this conversation about Thiago non-penalty. So I don't want to do it. I'm just 1 point in front of Nadim Bhai in FPLB Twitter page. Okay, good. Congrats, brother. Well done. Keep it up. I hope you take more points and go ahead of me. I wish you all the best, brother. All the best. Next one is Saif. Over to you with this one.
I don't think 𝐁𝐲𝐿 will be benched this game week. So if I were on free hit, I would definitely bring 𝐁𝐲𝐿 alongside Foden and Haaland. Even if you have him in your own team, I think you can take him in free hit again.
Okay, then I think this question goes
Yeah.
to Parvez again.
হ্যাঁ, উইলসন আসলে ইনজুর্ড, বাট তার কোচ বলছে যে আসলে সে খুব একটা ইনজুরি না, ইনজুরি কনসার্নটা খুব বেশি বড় না। এটা লাস্ট আপডেট আর কি।
খেলতেও পারে, নাও খেলতে পারে, দ্যাটস দি আপডেট।
রাইট।
যেকোনো একটা হবে, এই দুইটার বাইরে হবে না আর কি।
এই দুইটার বাইরে হবে না আর কি।
এই দুইটার বাইরে হবে না।
KDH কি খেলবে?
Very unlikely, but wait for the press conference tomorrow. But as of now, very unlikely.
KDH is who? Dewsbury Hall. Okay.
Dewsbury Hall.
Okay. And Nazim bhai, this is Manoj Baswai. अरे यार कौन सा पिक्चर लगाया तुमने यार मनोज बिस्वास की तरह? That Gangs of Wasseypur was much better यार. ये क्या किया तुमने? सत्यानाश. हे भगवान. That remember there was that there's this the sound that guy. Anyway, I can't remember anyway myself. So, but it's ringing in my head. Okay, this is for Meera, so not for you, Ashfaq. Don't take it for personally. You played no part whatsoever. It's Meera's contribution in that case. I'll take back my comment, by the way. Hello, brothers. How are you all doing? We are good. Yeah, we're good. Thanks. And then 𝐁𝐲𝐿 and Richard's update. Ashfaq.
𝐁𝐲𝐿, Arteta has mentioned that it has a knock, which is why he did not feature midweek. I don't think it's a severe injury because he was pictured taking selfies with Saliba after the game. So we'll know more on the press conference tomorrow. Although Arteta is very non-informative about hides information about injury updates. Anyway, regarding Richards, Glasner has mentioned that he was injured in the last game, but it's not a serious injury, and he will probably play next game. But do keep an eye on the press conference. It's not a severe injury.
Yeah, this is what you could have just said and finished it. You could have done it very quickly. But no,
Yes.
You wanted to go into all the details about Ramayana and Mahabharata.
It's late. I'm sleepy.
I know, I get it. Finish it faster then. Saif, over to you with this one question from Rifat Hossain bhai.
I would personally not pick Grealish. If you have the fund, I think, but I would not really spend that much on that pick. I would go for someone like Stack or Leffy and use the fund elsewhere.
Okay. Next question, Parvez.
You like Stack, don't you?
Well, we are all good, brother. We are all good. Thanks, Shahan Ahmed. John Wick is then asking this one. Parvez, over to you.
এটা আসলে কোশ্চেন না, ওটা হয়তো কোনো প্লেয়ারকে সাজেস্ট করছে।
Oh, হতে পারে then. Could be. Okay. And then Shahan Ahmed is saying something like time dite parchi na ebar APL, but still somehow things are going well so far for me in APL. Currently ranked 39,000. Oh my goodness me.
By time diyan na. Time beshi diyan na.
Time dilei dhara khaben. Selling Bruno and Thiago for Rodgers and Cunha. How do you see this? Who's it? Parvez. Yeah. Sorry. Over to you, Parvez.
আমার কাছে মনে হয় যে এটা খুব একটা খারাপ না, যেটা আমি বলছিলাম যে রজার্স মাইট বি আ ভেরি গুড পিক, এন্ড কুনহা অবভিয়াসলি এখন থেকে ওকে নেওয়া যেতে পারে।
Okay. Next one. Okay. Ashfaq.
না, এটা আসলে ওই যে ওইখানে মেনশন করছিল যে রজার্স না, ওটা কুনহা, ইকিটিকে আর কি, নট কুনহা। সো ইকিটিকে অবভিয়াসলি বেটার।
Okay, the next one.
Thiago to Ekitike cannot do for shortage of money.
Go on, answer it.
He follows up with saying he has 1.2 in the bank.
It's a follow-up to a previous question. I think I need to see his team to answer it. I think We can take the next question, and Parvez bhai can bring him.
Okay,
Bring in
we'll
the
come
team.
back to this one then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then it's, I think, this one. Nadim Bhai versus Ashfaq Bhai. Yeah, the game is on, and if you want to see this live, join us for the get together. Okay, and then this is best wildcard team suggestion BB in Game Week 19. This is sorry. Sorry. Yeah.
I don't have a Wild Cup draft for you because I have not analyzed it. If I do have one, I will be sure to post it on our page and come back with this.
Okay. Okay. Can I suggest something here? But I think it's going to be a long answer, so I'm going to avoid it right now. But anyway, Parvez, can we get back to that question that was being asked just for Saif's reference, and then Saif can then answer the question that was short?
Yeah, I think it's the first question that we answered. It's 11:06 p.m. I got the question. Parvez bhai can bring it up. I think it would be better.
Okay, 11:06.
Very first question we answered.
Okay.
Yeah,
this
one.
Okay.
So I thought he had enough fun to go for Thiago and 𝐁𝐲𝐞 𝐁𝐿 for Thiago and Welbeck. So apparently not. So I think since he has 4 FT, he can bring in another player. So here 𝐁𝐲, Wilson, Bruno, 𝐁𝐲, Saka, Foden, Mukiele, O'Reilly, 𝐁𝐲, Van Hecke, PVT. Economy, you can do 𝐁𝐲 to 𝐁𝐻. I think that would free up the fund. And also 𝐁𝐲, I think 𝐁𝐻 will be better for the next few game weeks. Palace, I think, struggling a bit. Their wheels are falling off due to the being with such a low, such a short squad they have. Small squad, I would rather say. So I think you can do 𝐁𝐲 to 𝐻𝐻. I think that would free up 0.34 at least. So I think that would resolve your issue. You can check that.
Okay, I think we're done more or less. I think there's only one question that we left out, which was a bit big. That's coming from Royan Ahmed Ornok, to be honest. And this one we have answered already. Parvez, if you can do this honor, and then I know he's asking this question to Saif, but already Saif has just answered. So, Parvez, if you can do this honor, and then he would also get his answers as well. Not fell left behind, and only person whose question we didn't answer, which would be a bit of a shame. Yeah.
রাইট, এখানে ডসবেরি হল একটা ইনজুরি, সেই ক্ষেত্রে ডসবেরি হলের একটা অল্টারনেটিভ বের করতে হবে, এবং আপনার টিমে হ্যালান্ড নাই, এটা একটা বিগ ইস্যু। আপনার টিমে না, হ্যালান্ড আছে, ওটা সম্ভবত হল মানে হ্যালান্ড আর কি, সো হ্যালান্ড টিকে থিয়াগো। ওকে, সো মিডফিল্ডে আমার কাছে মনে হয় যে আপনার ডিফেন্সও ঠিক আছে, রাইলি সেনেসি অলরেডি আছে, ক্যাশ আছে। সেই ক্ষেত্রে একটা আর্সেনাল ডিফেন্সিভ ব্যাকআপও আছে, রায়া। আমি এখানে হল থেকে হয়তোবা সরে যায়, না সরি, উইলসনকে হয়তোবা
হলেই ফিক্সড
রাইট। আমার কাছে ওখানে ডসবেরি হল খালি বারবার আসতেছে। সো ক্যাসেমিরো, সেমেনো, সাকা, ফর্ডেন। সো আমি এখানে ক্যাসেমিরো আছে এখানে। এটা কি বাজেট কত আছে আমি জানি না, বাট এটা থিয়াগোকে হয়তোবা একদম ডাউন করে আপনি ক্যাসেমিরোকে আপগ্রেড করে কুনহা করতে পারেন, বাট এটা কতটুকুন বাজেট
বেঞ্চ বুস্ট খেলবে তো।
সো বেঞ্চ বুস্ট
থিয়াগো ডাউন করে তো বেঞ্চ বুস্ট হবে না।
এটা একটা। সো আর একটা জিনিস হলো বেঞ্চ বুস্ট। ক্যাসেমিরো খাবার অপশন না। উইলসন একটা প্রবলেম আর কি। উইলসন টু আসলে উইলসনের প্রাইস কত এখন? আমি মাথার মধ্যেও নেই আসলে উইলসনের প্রাইসটা।
5.67 হবে ওনার মানে সেলিং প্রাইস।
তাহলে আসলে সেল করার কোনো দরকারই নেই আমার মনে হয়। তিনটা ট্রান্সফারও রায়া, জুবরাকা, জেমস, ওরাইলি, ক্যাশ, সেনেসি অলরেডি ওকে। সেমেনো, সাকা, ক্যাসেমিরো আমার কাছে একটা ডেড রুট মনে হচ্ছে, বাকি সবগুলা ঠিক আছে। ক্যাসেমিরোর প্রাইস পয়েন্ট কত?
Casemiro is in the 5.6 range as well. 5.5 to 6 range.
নো আনার অল্টারনেটিভ এখানে আমার কাছে মাথায় আসতেছে যে এই মুহূর্তে
ওই যে আমি যেটা বলতেছিলাম এতক্ষণ স্ট্যাক অর লেফি
স্ট্যাক রাইট লিফি আর স্ট্যাক একটা দ্যাটস ইট সাইডের কাছে অবশ্য হ্যাঁ শেষ ডান সো
Okay. Okay. So I'll just give a quick update on this one because this one he might feel Hassan FH021 brother. I'll give you a quick one. Please note down as discussed in the pod itself. I'll give you the names of the player. Don't ask me why and why not. I'm not going to answer that. I think people are asked who are the best three defenses right now. Everybody mentioned about O'Reilly. Everybody mentioned about Everton defender, be it Tarkowski or Keane. Everybody was talking about Louise Hall. Parvez mentioned about Dalo, but I'm not going to tell you that. But I think Gueye is another one that you can go. So those are the four defenders I would pick. From the goalkeeper, it would either be Rauf or Raya that I would go for. I don't know what's your budget, but I'm just giving you the players that you can perhaps go and pick. From the three midfielders that I would go with, definitely with Cunha, Foden, Rice, and of course with Saka. That would be my, and then the fifth midfielder, you can shorten it. And I think there was a question about three best forwards. So I would say Haaland, obviously, and then followed by Ekitike. And I think Parvez made that last one, Walter Mude. So I would stick with those ones. So that would be my wildcard team. And I think if I was to play the wildcard team, my team would look similar. But yeah, you can then play with your bench boosting gaming 19. Yeah. Thanks. That's it. That's it then. I think we are more or less done. Thanks everyone for this joining us so late at night and still staying with us. I can see still a lot of audience here. I hope to see you a lot of you folks on the get together. I hope the response that you expected, the request that we got based on which we tried to get this idea into our planning. I hope it's a successful one. So please do join. We look forward to having this chat more on a face-to-face basis rather than just doing it online. And yeah, we're going to have a good time. But we'll see you. So the game week 20, I don't think so there's going to be any. Is there going to be any Putalochana for game week 20 or no, right?
The deadline is still থাকবে deadline stream থাকবে
Okay.
So 19 এর জন্য deadline stream থাকবে আর কি বাট 2021 তো আমরা আসলে ওই গেট টুগেদার যেটা করতেছি ওখানেই হবে আর কি সো
okay, so we'll be back later on. We'll be back again. Go on, Parvez.
18 আগামীকাল হলো 18 এর আর আমাদের যেটা আছে ওটা আমাদের আসবে ডেডলাইন স্ট্রিম এন্ড দেন জোনাল উইকনেসও আসবে সামনের দিকে এন্ড দেন শো ফুটালোচনা আমাদের সামনে আসলে কোনো ফুটালোচনা নাই বাট গেমিক 19 এর আগে একটা আমাদের ডেডলাইন স্ট্রিম আছে এন্ড দেন 20 এন্ড এটা নিয়ে আমরা আসলে 2021 তো আমাদের ফুটালোচনা আমাদের লাইভ ইয়াতেই হবে গেট টুগেদার
So if you want to join the Game Week 2021 Futalochana, join us for the get together. We'll discuss all the players, strategies, replacements, whatever questions you have. We'll discuss it there face to face. No presentation, no data, nothing. It's just a clear chat, just like how you ask us questions and we'll answer you. That, of course, we'll touch upon some of the topics that we thought would be interesting. But yeah, so if you're going, those of you who are not able to join us on that day, unfortunately, we can't do a Futalochana live that time. So it is what it is. But yeah, thanks Ashfaq again for all the banters and all the commentaries and expertise that you bring to the show. And of course, also for Mira. Thanks Saif for all the expertise as usual. I appreciate it very much. And Parvez, not to forget all the thanks to you for all the work that you do behind along with everybody else. Ashfaq is going to sleep right now and he really needs a pillow. He's just waiting. Like Nadim bhai shesh korteche na keno, and this encourages me to go on more and more and talk a little bit more, because I just want to keep him awake a little bit more longer. Yeah, thanks Ashfaq, that is good. Thanks Batmarka, and Thanks, Saif, for everything. And thanks to you, audience. We'll see you when we see you. Until then, it's a goodbye from me.
Take care. Hope to see you guys
Goodbye,
soon.
everyone. Don't forget the
Love
deadlines.
Yeah, and
You know
don't
the pick
forget
of the
the
week?
get together.
You know the peak of the show? On that note, I'll finish it. The peak of the show was Dalo. Good night.